Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for a new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote. 800-786-9161. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-786-9161. Remember, 1-800-786-9161. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk and 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now, 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve, 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
KQFM Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, well, Icarus, I think we flew too close to the sun because somebody got wind of it, and now we are going to pay the price.
What's that?
Well, you know how we like to giggle and gloat that we get this paid time off during the whole March Madness thing. And, of course, bonus with GCU doing so well in the WAC tournament.
Oh, I mean, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, we get all this other extra time off. Well, Radio Ron heard about it, and he got mad. And he said, the very least you guys can do if you're going to be off next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is just stay on the air until GCU.
What?
And I was like, I don't think I'd like to do that. He says, I don't think you understand. You don't have a choice. So we have to be on the air today until 6:45.
What?
Yeah. And at first I thought it was punishment, but now I think he's trying to make some money on the side. You know how he's ever looking for the extra dough in anything that we do. So somebody for the entire show has to wear Depends. It's the text line brought to you by Depends. For when you're doing an extra time, you don't have the ability to use the bathroom. So one of us has to wear a pair of Depends.
So I have to wear the Depends. Is that what this is? Is that what this?
I
package
wasn't
is?
insinuating it, but
I got from Amazon. You
just. I know that you like to drink, and maybe you won't have to get up out of your chair as often. Maybe you just a little something for the, take one for the team kind of thing.
But why me? Why me though?
Well,
What's this package of dude wipes that went along with it?
Well, yeah, that was just sort of as an apology because we know you love the dude wipes. So if you could, maybe slip those on at the next break, then we can say it's the Fanatic text line brought to you by Depends, making sure Randy doesn't wet himself before the end of the program. And I have to say it like that every time.
It's really embarrassing.
Keon, I thought you'd be all right with this.
Keon, are you privy to this information?
I make
were you
zero
part of this,
decisions
Keon?
here.
What?
In this building? No decisions. I was not party to this at all.
You knew about it though, didn't you?
I did not actually. I found out about 15 minutes before we went on.
Reeks of both you guys playing a trick on me.
We decided not to do it at the studio because it reeks, and I just figured.
Listen, I can't help
with this.
The way that's just nature with me. Okay.
We've talked about how we would love to be wearing Depends, and just sit there and drink and see how long it takes before it's just too much. We've dreamt of this moment.
Yeah, we. Why is it? Why are you?
Well, yes, we don't do the other thing. Only we
do that. Why?
Yeah, you don't want the poo. Just we.
You know how old I am.
Yes, I do. I'm not saying you fit the demographic of what we're trying to achieve, but there's money on the line. But listen, hey, you do what you want to do. But I feel like that now that we're on Radio Ron's radar and he knows that we've been mocking
you want me to
the morning
take one
show
for the team. Is that it?
I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but
you want me to take one.
We get Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Lost Toby says he'll wear one in solidarity.
Lost Toby, you're a great human being. Thank you.
And listen, it's not just for the old folks anymore. Remember that crazy astronaut lady who drove cross country to try to catch her lover or stalk somebody, and then they pulled her over and she was wearing one and it was loaded? I'm just saying, there's many different reasons you might wear them, not just because you're old and decrepit. That's not the only thing.
So you're not saying I'm old and decrepit then?
No, I'm not. I personally am not. So let's go to the Fanatic text line brought to you by Depends.
Before we get to the text line, Mr. Wilbur, we did not forget 2-minute penalty starts now.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Wilbur has texted in, so we have to wait to read Mr. Wilbur's text right there.
That's right.
Good job, Keon. In fact, it's 2 minutes from the time that you reminded us, not from the beginning of the show. So we can't take any more of his texts until 3:07. So that I think that's a well done there, Keon. Well done. 888-368-1580 on the Depends text line. And how they feeling, Randy? How they feeling? They feeling comfortable? It's like you don't even know they're there, right?
Yeah, sure.
Just don't move around too much in your seat, so we want to hear the crinkle. I don't
want to chafe.
Yeah, well, I don't think chafing's an issue.
Oh, no, it is. I've worn these before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
do tell.
No, I don't want to talk about it.
I see no shame in it. I can't wait to try them. Let's see. Okay. 888-368-1580. So last night, let's talk about Grand Canyon University beating Sam Houston Bearcats. There's a team that's confused about their own mascot. Are you a bear? Are you a cat? Which are you? Well, you are losers. Losers. Now GCU moves on in the WAC tournament, and they don't. I'm sorry, that's tonight's game. I'm not Seattle's who they played last night.
Yep. Yeah.
So hopefully tonight those confused Bearcats will be losers. Seattle. What was Seattle's mascot again?
I think it's the weather stations.
The Seattle weather stations last night. GCU defeated them to move on in the tournament.
What?
They're the Red Hawks.
Have you ever seen an actual Red Hawk?
No.
See, I know about weather stations, but Red Hawks? Come on.
But I mean, see, it's not the first time that the city of Seattle has created a fictional hawk for us to make fun of. So
Seahawks, Red Hawks, Kraken.
It's it's their style.
So how did that all go down last night? Was it edge of your seat type stuff, or did GCU handle business quite nicely?
It was a little bit of both. It was
Randy, stop moving your seat. I can hear him.
Sorry.
GCU got off to a pretty slow start, and then they got going because Gabe McLaughlin had the game of his damn life. He ended the first half with 16 points. And then once they got to the second half, they actually came out and asserted their will. They started cruising at a certain point, and then Seattle U started to fight their way back in it. And that was when it got a little bit nail bitey, a little bit edge of your seat. But every single time they asked for him to, Gabe McLaughlin out there and made big play after big play. And he ended the game with 35 points, 10 rebounds, just had a monster night. And they needed every single point of his. And Ray Harrison deserves a lot of credit, too, because of the way he started the second half and really set the tone.
You realize that according to the betting thing, that the acronym for the Sam Houston Bearcats is SHU. It's SHU. And they are actually picked to win. The Sam Houston Bearcats are favored to win by, the spread is 3. But they are minus 155, the Sam Houston Bearcats. So, all right. So now we look forward to seeing if GCU can continue on. Bearcats are 14-4 against all WAC opponents, 11-2 in non-conference play. They're having a pretty nice season right there. And if there's like 3 points or fewer in the matchup, they are 2-0 in those games. So, I'm kind of curious as to your thoughts. We're going to try to get old Michael Potter from GCU on later in the program, but you can talk here. That nobody can hear us. So, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, my thoughts on it are this is absolutely a tough matchup, but it's one that GCU can win. They've beaten these guys before. I think the circumstances were very, very different. That was actually the game where Javon Blackshear Jr. tore his ACL, and they were able to find a way to get the win and gut it out. But the roster's changed a lot since then. A lot of guys that were maybe bench guys are now starting, and other guys that were maybe on the bench as kind of brief rotational guys, they're now a bigger part of what this team is. Guys like Kobe Knox have really stepped up since that time. So I'm interested in seeing what the game plan is going to be, because it seems like GCU needs somebody to give them 25, 30 points a night, or they're really going to struggle. And we saw what happened last night. Seattle U tried to get the ball out of Ray Harrison's hands, and Ray Harrison found Gabe McLaughlin a lot. And is Sam Houston going to try that? Sam Houston also likes to play really physical. That's their style. But this is a conference tournament, so you're not getting the same officials that you usually get. Are you going to get some that will allow you to play physical? Are you going to get some officials that might actually be a little bit more ticky-tack? If it's a little bit more ticky-tack, that actually favors GCU in a lot of ways, because Sam Houston, they like to turn a basketball game into a bar fight. That's just the way that they play the game. So I think GCU is capable of winning this game. I'm going to pick them, and not just for homer reasons. I think they're red hot right now, and I like the way that they're playing and the confidence they're playing with, and the guys are playing really intelligently. Ray Harrison is a guy that can score 30 a night anytime he wants to, but he didn't force it. He gave the ball up to his teammate, Gabe McLaughlin. I just think that they're really gelling, and they know what they are. And the referees being different also, I think, will impact Sam Houston. So I'm going to go with the Lopes.
All right. So I have looked it up, what the hell a Bearcat is. Turns out it's a real critter. What? It is a real critter. I see a picture of it. It looks like probably the most coked out looking of all the animals in the animal kingdom. And it turns out that not only is it a real animal, it's not a bear, it's not a cat. It belongs to the civet or mongoose family, and oddly smells like buttered popcorn.
What?
I am not making this up. That is a true thing that has been established by Duke University. True story. The Bearcat, real animal, and smells like buttered popcorn. It looks like just a teeny little thing. It looks strung out. It does. It looks like, it's worked a full 40 and is about ready to get its night job going and needs a little something extra. So it's pulled up on the curb there. He's talking to a guy about a little baggie of white stuff, if you know what I'm saying. That is, and if you think I'm wrong, look at a picture of Bearcat and you'll be like, holy crap, that was a dead on description of a Bearcat.
That is a dead on description of a Bearcat.
My goodness. If I saw a Bearcat, like come walking down the street, I'm locking the doors. I'm calling the police, because that thing just looks like it don't even care anymore. It doesn't even try to. Its whiskers are all out of sorts. Every direction. Just like, I don't care. So yes, it's real, and it's scary, but not for the right reasons. You know what I mean? Scary for the wrong reasons. Hukamani says, if Randy has to wear Depends, just let him talk, NASCAR the last 45 minutes, and then you guys can just leave.
What?
I think she's just trying to get you to talk NASCAR for 45 minutes, Randy.
I
think she wants you to talk. Randy, stop moving in your chair. It's very loud when you do that.
You know, these things are there's no air movement whatsoever.
It's not supposed to be air movement.
I'm
it's just supposed to be movement.
I'm sweating as I sit here. I'm sweating.
Oh, Radio Ron texts in, says, yeah, the one thing I kind of didn't mention, Depends is a new client. And in the spirit of going above and beyond, we told him that Randy will be doing a live testimonial to determine how dry he stays once he's actually used his Depends protective garment.
There's nothing dry about what's going on in my nether regions.
You've already used them?
I haven't done anything, and I put them on, and they're hot. They're hot.
Oh, you're sweaty.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Randy,
something tells me
Depends
is not going to be a client for very long, but
let's just shut up.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It depends. For when you can't seem to get yourself to a bathroom in time, they'll keep you dry. They'll keep you high. They'll keep you happy. Right, Randy? This is where you're supposed to jump in, Randy.
What do I say?
I don't know. Something good.
Something good.
Nice about Depends. Nice.
They're folded really nicely in the package.
All right. I don't think that's going to really cut it.
No, I need to come up with something else.
Yeah, well, we'll just try to do this again later, and then we'll get a clip of it sent over to these people. CK says, good afternoon, fellas. Jeffrey has to work late. Ha, 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 ha. Let's kick off this Beer Friday right. Randy, beer me, please. Make it a double. Hamilton Porter says, does it look more coked out than Cocaine Bear? Yeah, actually. It does. It looks more realistic than Cocaine Bear. Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Friday. Glad to hear you're finally doing nearly 4-hour show today. Warms my heart. Oh, shut up, George. How about ASU beating Ralph's USC Trojans yesterday, huh? And now have a chance to secure a spot in the tournament with a win against Arizona. Okay, I want you to repeat that to yourself, George.
But it's true. I mean, if they win,
sure,
the speculation gets to end. They don't even have to win the conference tournament at that point. You beat Arizona 2 times in a season. That's good enough. They will let you in.
I don't know. Can we beat them twice? I mean, it was great to beat them because I like seeing them cry.
Anything can happen. Anything at all. This is the conference tournament. Anything can happen.
And you got to remember that they hung with them the first time that they played. They didn't win, but they were in that game.
But before we get too far down the road here, guys, remember, to win the whole thing, somebody's got to beat UCLA.
And that's why I said I don't think they have to win the conference tournament because
who's playing UCLA tonight?
Oregon, and
UCLA will win that game.
Poor Oregon,
yeah,
who's played really well this year too. But Oregon doesn't have to worry about anything. I think Oregon's in.
I mean, UCLA was playing Colorado the other night, and Colorado, God bless them, they thought they were in the game, and then they weren't. So yeah.
Well, the spread is 7.5, and you know who in favor of, and the money line has Arizona at 350, so minus 350. The over/under is 154. I just don't even know what to tell you about this.
I will just tell you from what I've been seeing on the Twitterverse, if ASU somehow pulls this out and ends up defeating the Wild Kittens, oh my God, we need to put a lot of people on the Twitterverse on suicide watch.
Now, let me ask you this. If the Sun Devils beat the Arizona Chalupa Pussycats there, but then lose to UCLA, do they still have a chance at being in the tournament?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because they beat U of A. And U of A has been ranked all year.
Right.
And U of A has handled their business all year, except they lost one game to the Sun Devils. And the Sun Devils,
they're ranked 8th. They were ranked 4th when they played the Sun Devils last.
Yeah, but if I got to tell you, if we beat U of A, this is really big for the Sun Devils. Now, if U of A beats us, I think it's meaningless as far as their track. everybody's waiting to see what they do in the championship game against UCLA.
Yeah, they've basically been penciled into that.
If we win, I'll say, thank you, Arizona. If we lose, I'll say, go UCLA. That is what I will do. 888-368-1580 on the Depends Fanatic text line. Nurse Scratchit says, a Bearcat is also a Navy fighter. I'd like to see what that coked out looking plane looks like too. Yeah. There's a Bearcat, I guess. Harry Soap says, in the upcoming Dungeons and Dragons, there is a creature called an owl bear. Do you guys approve of that name for a mascot? No. An owl bear. Which end is owl and which end is bear? You know what I mean? That's the big question right there. Which end is which? Big George says, geez, how old is the demographic for this show? It depends as a sponsor. You guys are like the old KOI playing Frank Sinatra and the McGuire sisters. Can I tell you, I had to take my dog to the vet the other day, and he's a little bit anxious in the car. And so I get him up into my big man truck there, and I lay down a blanket because he starts just like slobbering all over the damn place because he's at anxiety.
Yeah.
And so I turn on the oldies music. When I say oldies, like from the 1940s, and to try to calm him down. It didn't work on him, but I loved it. And so then my wife gets in the car. I start that thing up. She looked at me like, the hell?
Yeah.
She's like, that's it. From now on, you're using gravy gun. You're going to always trim your beard. You're going to. She's like, I'm not going to be married to a 78-year-old man right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I like the music from the 40s. Yeah. She just she was not into it. She's like, nope.
Yes, the music of your life.
The music of, she says, get a life is what she says. Kyle G says, heard your most valuable producer award last night, Keon. Are you going to get back to back tonight? Hashtag Katie Strong.
I mean, I'm going to try.
Is that what Potter calls you?
Yeah, no, I just I texted him a joke during the game because Gabe McLaughlin was going crazy, and he liked it. So that was basically it. What
was the joke?
It was actually about Gabe McLaughlin. I said if Gabe it was a point Gabe McLaughlin had, it was in the second half and he was still going off, and I really thought maybe he might cool off between, and he did not. He just started playing even better. And I said if Gabe McLaughlin gets any hotter, he's going to be able to power a small town. That's it.
I guess that plays different for Christian University.
And of course, it was just it was via a text, and it was just it wasn't.
How's that again? Maybe it's the way you told it. Go ahead, hit it again.
No, I told it. I texted it, so it's it's not gonna sound the same when I say it out loud.
Had to be there.
But the point is,
I'm gonna say you should have saved that for the 6 o'clock hour. That's when we're going to need it the most. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we have other assorted college basketball things to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
Games in the NBA tonight. The Portland Trailblazers on the road to face the Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia, 9.5-point home favorite, minus 405 on the money line. Portland plus 320 with an over-under of 233. Washington at home to face Atlanta. The Hawks, a 1.5-point road favorite, minus 120. Washington plus 102. The over-under is at 238. The Denver Nuggets are a 13-point road favorite on the road at San Antonio. Nuggets minus 820 on the money line. Spurs plus 570 with an over-under of 236. And the Miami Heat are a 2-point home favorite tonight against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-216-9922. That's 1-800-216-9922. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-216-9922. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Weekends now through April 2nd. Great shopping, a giant crafts market, new shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriments, non-stop feasting, and more. The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through April 2nd. Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashas', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Arizona offers thousands of helpful resources for service members, veterans, and their families, but navigating the system can be confusing and overwhelming. Call 866-4AZ-VETS to talk directly to caring people professionally trained to help you. Get connected to resources and benefits at no cost. Just call 866-4AZ-VETS now. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veteran Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
1580 The Fanatic is your home for college basketball action.
Sunday, find out where your team ranks in the 2023 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament. It's the selection show at 6 p.m.
Listen to all the action live from premier games and conference showdowns, high-paced action, last-minute buzzer beaters, and all the drama that is college basketball, all in one place. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And okay, so here's what is happening tonight. It turns out the Pac-12 semifinal games will not be here on 1580 The Fanatic. We've moved those over to Money Radio 1510 because tonight GCU is taking on Sam Houston at 6:45. Of course, this weekend, we got all kinds of stuff happening. We'll talk about that later, but it's all GCU. If they win, then we just change everything for them. So, we'll take care of you when it comes to the Mighty Lopes of Grand Canyon University. Pro Dog texts in on the Depends text line, 888-368-1580. He says, my wife jumped in the car and I had you guys on. She looked at me and she's like, what the hell is that?
That's normally the reaction we get. Yeah.
I've been doing the show for a little over a year and a half now, and I ask myself the same question.
Yeah,
all the time.
It could have been a worse response, Pro Dog. So we're okay with that one.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Miss Kim texts in and says, I'm all in for free swag, but can I submit a Miss Kim approved list of sponsors for the text line? This is not something I like Randy to get accustomed to, at least not yet.
I think I'm getting a rash.
Oh, yeah, and then she's going to have to deal with that. So
yeah.
That's not,
oh, yeah.
Sorry, Kim.
Honey, will you powder me later? Okay, sorry.
Probably going to be no. So Mr. Wilbur texts in. He says, Randy, pour me a double shot of Maker's Mark because I'm going to buckle up to this wonderful 4-hour show. By the way, it's a 3-hour and 40-minute show. We're going to take you up to GCU at 6:40.
I was
against our will.
I was looking at the cigar catalog that I order from quite frequently, and the great whiskey Jeffco Buffalo Trace.
Oh yeah,
they have their own cigar brand now.
No kidding.
Oh yeah, I'm going to have to go in on that.
All
yeah,
right.
I'm going to have to get me some of those Buffalo Trace cigars and a bottle of Buffalo Trace.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do this.
All right.
Mr. Wilbur has a joke, but I'm not going to read it. I don't think it's probably, well, it can't be worse than Keon's.
He is out of the penalty box. So.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and read it and let you guys decide. Doctor explains to the old man, who's very hard of hearing, that he needs a stool sample and a urine sample. Of course, his wife keeps yelling at him and finally says he needs one of your used Depends. Yeah, it's another, let's go 5 on that one because we gave him 2 on the last one. Yeah. CK says, I wonder what Dusty Rhodes thinks about Depends undergarments.
Listen, Dusty Rhodes, American Dream. By the way, it's Dusty Rhodes, not Rhodes. Okay, Dusty Rhodes, American Dream. I don't use the Depends myself because I'm a man, and when you wear the Depends, you can't put on my gear. My wrestling spandex thing. You can't put those on with Depends. You can't wear tights. You can't wear those wrestling tights. You can't do that. It's just not going to happen. So Dusty Rhodes, no Depends. I'm well continent and I'm not incontinent. All right, Dusty Rhodes out.
You're not even on a continent. You are dead. 888-368-1580. Lost Toby is tuning in from California. Says about to sip some Clase Azul Año. Did he just make me say something really dirty in Spanish?
Something blue.
Finally done. Been hangover from Wednesday all day. Spring training drinkathon thing. Oh, good for you, Lost Toby. Pinocchio says, I hear everybody talking about the Suns trying to get by Golden State in the playoffs. I wouldn't look too far past Sacramento, actually. Them fellas can move that ball down the court and to the rim effectively. Yeah, that is not going to be a fun game. I mean, listen, it's still the same Suns. That's the team we had before KD showed up. Yes, we're missing some really good bench players now because of it, but I can't completely rule the Suns out tonight. Devin Booker is just on fire still. But I'm going to say this is not a game you really were hoping to have without Kevin Durant.
None of the games that you've got coming up. You've got Sacramento coming up. You've got Golden State coming up. You've got Milwaukee coming up. So that none of the next 3 games you have coming up, and I don't think I said those in the right order, but still, those are the next 3 games. None of those games are going to be fun without Kevin Durant.
Well, here's the thing. George is losing his mind on the Twitter as always, and it was it's a bust. It's a trade bust. This is oh my god. You know what though? It's not. It's not a bust. You saw those 3 games where he was healthy, and this was working. And even if we just don't go anywhere in the playoffs, and he doesn't come back in time, you have all of next year to think about, and then that gives them even more time to get better together. And I don't think that Kevin Durant is street clothes. I don't think he is. Keon, has he deserved that sort of a title in the past a couple of years? Has he? I mean, everybody in this sport gets injured here or there. Devin Booker was out. Chris Paul was out. DeAndre Ayton was out. Everybody gets hurt. But does Kevin Durant get hurt so oft and easy that he deserves that moniker?
No, it hasn't been something that's been in his career. And up until this season, it wasn't an issue. So it's something that, like, if it continues to persist, obviously you're worried. But Kevin Durant hasn't been the injury prone guy. So I'm not worried about that. And you know what? I'm not worried about the Suns either. To say that this is a bust right now is the silliest thing. I actually saw Big George's tweet and didn't even bother to respond. I couldn't even dignify it with an answer because it just didn't make any sense. We always knew what Kevin Durant was going to be judged on from the moment that they traded for him. And it's why they traded for him. Postseason. He's out for 2 weeks at least, maybe a little bit more. But if he's back in time for the playoffs, that's what we're going to judge him on. And like you said, next year, and what he does in the playoffs next year, that he was always going to be judged on postseason. And the success of this trade is, can he get him to a finals? Can he get him to win a finals? Get him over the hump? That's going to be whether or not this trade was successful. So I don't care.
Yeah, well, Big George is doubling down, says if Kevin Durant is injured for the playoffs, this will go down as one of the worst trades in Suns history. That's a big if, he says. It's
a big if, but it would still be wrong because he's still under contract next year. It's not what the Mavs did with Kyrie. Kyrie's a 1-year rental, not even a 1-year rental. He is a third of a season, maybe a playoff run rental. And then they have to figure out whether or not Kyrie even wants to stay in Dallas. That would have been a bust if Kevin Durant had been on those terms. But his terms are there are a couple more years left on this deal. So I'm not ready to call it bust, even if they don't do anything in the playoffs.
Suns have a terrible schedule coming up, but I think they're up to the task because they were playing well before KD got here. They've got the Kings twice. They've got the Lakers twice. They've got the Kings, Lakers. They've got the Bucks once. They have the Nuggets twice, and they've got the Clippers to end the season. So this is no cakewalk for them. We'll have to wait and see. They also thrown in there for just kind of for taste. They also have to face the 76ers, although that's a home game, and they've got to face the Nuggets almost back to back. They played them on the 31st. They play them again on April 6th. So it's a tough schedule for the Suns. I think they're up to the task, and I bet KD won't be gone for 3 weeks. Knowing his work ethic, knowing his hunger and passion to play the game, I expect KD to come back when KD is ready to come back.
Except for this, Kevin Durant, I told you this the other day, he doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about the fans. He cares about the team as much as he's a member of the team. He is an employee. He shows up with his lunchbox and he goes to work. He doesn't get emotional about stuff unless it's something directed completely at him. So I don't mean that in a bad way either. He's just a guy who came here to work, and that's what he's going to do. But he's also going to be protective of his tools, and
absolutely.
he is his tools, and he's not coming back again until he feels like he's 100%. And I can respect that. It's frustrating for us a little bit, but I can respect that. But even if he does not come back in time for playoffs and the Suns fizzle out and we got to go into next year, I'm still thinking this was a great trade, and I think next year is going to be amazing. This all happened a little bit late in the season, but it was a fluke thing that he got hurt. It sucks it wasn't even in a game, you know what I mean? But it happens when it happens. So I don't think it's going to be a bust if they don't win this year. Next year is really what I've been kind of thinking about this entire time anyway. Donnie says, sounds like Big George is scared. No, Big George is, he's always overreacts.
The sky is constantly falling in the world of Big George. He's very close to it, but it's not actually falling.
Turd Ferguson is on the Depends hotline and says he should change his name to Big Wrong George. George says, I'll admit I may have been a little hasty with my tweet. The emotions of the moment kind of hits me hard. Everybody calm the hell down. How's that? Lost Toby says, ooh, I really did want KD in that Golden State game. Yep, that sure would have been fun, but there's no big animosity between them. I mean, they even tried to beg him to stay. Steph Curry jumped on a plane to try to chase him down and try to get him to stay back in the Warriors days. So Hookamati says, y'all got me ready for a cigar now, too. No surprise, we'll be watching the games at a cigar bar tonight. Good
Very
for
nice.
you. Quiet Cannon says, we gave up 2 starters to get Kevin Durant. We knew Kevin Durant 50% of the games that if he is eligible for, if we don't get in the playoffs, finals, the trade sucks. Well, your text is a little bit all over the place grammatically. Who knew Kevin Durant 50% of the games he's eligible? I think you're trying to say he'd only play 50% of the games. Has that been a thing for him lately, statistically? I mean, I haven't heard that.
No. Like the last couple of seasons, and most of that was this season. So no, I don't know. Kevin Durant got traded here, and then Suns fans started telling me Kevin Durant is injury prone. I watch Eastern Conference basketball all the time. That's where my team actually plays. So I watched a lot of Kevin Durant in Brooklyn. Kevin Durant's injury prone. I missed it. I don't know what to tell you. That's just not the thing that I've seen from him. So 50% of the games. What?
A-Wings 22 says, so when Durant gets hurt next year, will it still not be a bad trade?
Well, you're assuming
Hindsight.
an awful lot. And
What?
no,
Why
I'm not
is
going to.
everybody putting the Anthony Davis curse on this guy?
I have no idea. And I'm not
Well,
going to jump to the conclusion.
This happened when the trade happened, Jeffrey. All these KD haters have been on the text line crowing about how terrible this trade is, how terrible Kevin Durant is. And, I just don't pay any attention to it.
And it's not, you know what, Randy? It's not even KD haters. It's Suns haters. It's people who the Suns got a good thing, and so it has to suck. It can't be helpful. Kevin Durant can't be good. Well, you can't deny his greatness, so he's injury prone now. I'm sorry. You're making things up. You're making it up.
Quiet Cannon says Kevin Durant has played 50% of the games since he's been in the NBA. Gonna have to take a look and see if that is actually accurate.
He has played half of his games in the NBA.
Do you know how long
Kevin Durant has
been
played
in the NBA?
50% of the games since he's been in the NBA? But that's to say that in his entire career, he's only played half the time. That's an interesting stat. I'd like to see where the info is on that.
I'm guessing that the source is your backside. Is that because what?
We have breaking news here. No, we have breaking news, and I'm angry about it. Breaking news here on the text line.
This is breaking news.
The Panthers have traded to get the first overall pick from the Bears. The Bears get 2 firsts, 2 seconds. And now that means my Colts will not get that quarterback. It looks like Frank Reich has just stuck it to the Colts by jumping in front of them in line. Son of a bitch.
You think that Frank Reich has been listening to the program, knows what quarterback you want the Colts to get, and has now traded in front of your Colts to get the quarterback you've been talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Frank Reich wants. I'm sure he's going to. I'm sure he's going to trade up and then trade down for some like old has-been quarterbacks because that's his MO. But if they want Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, or Mr. Levi's, I know it's Levis. I just want to call him Levi's. Well, now he can get whatever he wants.
I don't know if he's going to take specifically that quarterback. I don't think anybody's trading up for Anthony Richardson. He's too big of a risk. There's so many question marks there. If you trade up to 1, it's to get Stroud, it's to get Young. Those are the 2 guys to me that are clearly you play them and you can have some success right away. Is Frank Reich going to wait?
That they jumped in front of us, so whatever we had planned, I want Richardson, but maybe the Colts wanted somebody else, and that's just. And that's Frank Reich giving the middle fingers in a very Christian-like way to the Colts.
I don't know about that. I think that's Frank Reich being now the head coach of a team that desperately needs a quarterback, making a move to go get one.
Oh, I know this man. All right, we have to take a break. When we come back, a lot of people have a lot to say about the Kevin Durant thing and whether or not he plays 50% of his games. I mean, listen, if that's a real thing, I want to see the info. So it's the Depends text line here on the Daily Blender on 1580 The Fanatic.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-216-9922. That's 1-800-216-9922. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-216-9922. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
One trip down Scottsdale Road and it's obvious. Snowbird season is here. You know what else is on Scottsdale Road? The absolute best restaurant to take your out-of-town friends and family to. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, fire, and fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for a great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection of Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily until 6 p.m. And enjoy outdoor dining on our heated patio. So whether here on a golfing trip, for spring training, or just to enjoy our Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. Take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse for dinnertainment. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
This is Joan, enjoying some me time up on the rim. This is Simon and his friends paddling the Salt River. And this is Brad. Brad is, well, no one knows where Brad is. What they all have in common is that they went to azmbdnow.gov to quickly and easily renew their registration or 30 other services. So go to azmbdnow.gov and get more time to enjoy all the things you love.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now. Or even
now.
Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Here in just a little bit, we're going to have Keon Rose's, what are we going to call this, March Madness college basketball dance party? Because there's a lot going on. People are getting fired. People are winning games and losing games and yada, yada, yada. So we will have all that for you guys here in a little bit. 888-368-1580. And people kind of want to talk about the Kevin Durant thing still. So let's go ahead and do that. Turd Ferguson says Durant gets injured more than Mikal Bridges. Okay.
Mikal Bridges is also someone young enough to have idolized Kevin Durant growing up. So that makes sense.
A-Wings 22 says, so we're haters because we don't drink the Suns Kool-Aid. I don't think you're a hater.
If you had said, sorry.
Well, I'm going to say, I don't think there's cool. I mean, I don't know who all these people that Donnie and some of these guys, go after, but it's not us. We're always very realistic about things. I think if you've listened to this show for any amount of time, you know, we are hopeful, we are fans, but there's no Kool-Aid here.
No.
We appreciate, and I even said he may have shown up on our team a little late in the season for us to really do an effective run in the playoffs. And then, of course, people are talking about how good the Celtics are. So maybe this is going to turn into something we were going to do next year and hope for a championship then. There's no Kool-Aid. There's like, we're the best team ever. We're going to run the table. There's no Kool-Aid being drank on the Daily Blender. I don't know about Suns fans, the Suns radio station, and other people that you're thinking of there, A-Wings, but we're asking questions. We're realistic about these things. I mean, and the honest truth is, just on the eye test, just as you see those 3 games that we got out of Kevin Durant, I know I'm me saying that's not helping
for sure, but
those 3 games, it was magnificent. So I don't know. Have you looked up the ratio of games to no games? Because Lost Toby says he hasn't played more than 55 games in a regular season since his Achilles injury and the end of the 2018-2019 season.
That's since his Achilles
since
injury.
the injury. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whoever said, I don't know if it was A-Wings or whoever said it before, said career. And I was like, you are insane. If you think he's only played half the games in his entire career, you're nuts.
And it kind of makes sense.
Injury, yeah.
Your Achilles, well, that's a devastating injury, and it's hard as hell to come back. But then you end up favoring different muscles and different movements, and so from an Achilles, it's not surprising you end up with a knee sprain somewhere down the road or this or that. But this whole thing with the ankle was just an absolute fluke. He just slipped on some stuff. We all saw the video of it, so it doesn't make him fragile, guys.
And even the injury that he got when he was with Brooklyn, he slipped. I mean, it wasn't again where it was just, early in Steph Curry's career when his ankles just wouldn't hold up and you're like, man, poor guy. I hope he can really, get through that and build up, whatever strength he needs to. And Steph was able to overcome that because he was early in his career.
Hold on. Did you say that the last injury was because Kevin Durant slipped? Can we get him some damn shoes with traction on them?
They're his own shoes. Tell Nike.
Hey.
But I do think that that as for being a hater, I don't think you're a hater if Kevin Durant showed up and you didn't immediately crown the Suns NBA champions. That's not what I'm talking about. But the people who, when he showed up, immediately were like, oh, Kevin Durant can't stay healthy. And that is just a fact. That's not something that I've heard anywhere but here.
It's something you should know about me if you're not used to the show or you're new is you could give me a perfect O-line, an amazing defense, and the best quarterback ever for my team, the Colts, and I still wouldn't be drinking Kool-Aid. I'd still be like, yeah, let's just see how this goes. So there's no Kool-Aid being ingested here, guys. Let's see. Kyle G says lots of Dallas fans on the text line stressed out that their team might miss the playoffs and be real salty about it. Hashtag KD Strong. So what's with the hashtag KD Strong thing? It's not like he had cancer. He slipped. He slipped on some milk or something.
He had an ankle sprain. He'll be okay.
Hook'em Hottie says, Keon is right on Kyrie. He won't stay in Dallas either. He already hates the Dallas media because they're hard on him. He also out tonight, by the way, for quote personal reasons.
Yeah, that's really the issue. Kyrie is softer than damn Cottonelle, and he's got another thing coming. The Dallas media is tough. I mean, if you don't perform in Dallas, they'll kill you. But don't get it twisted. The media is tough everywhere. I don't think that Kyrie understands yet that if he goes to any city and is Kyrie, they're going to kill him. That's just what his personality is. And then you ask people to be inquisitive and ask people to not hold any punches. Kyrie's got a reality check, I guess, coming eventually.
You asked for it. CK says, told you, Jeff. Colts are trading number 1 spot with the Turdnals. Hashtag Katie Strong. Okay.
Hashtag Katie Strong.
So you realize hashtags don't do much on the text line. But anyway,
they don't do anything on the text line, actually.
Cardinals and Colts will not trade picks. That's just, I don't see that happening. At that point, when somebody else has already scrambled up to the top ahead of you to get one of these other guys, you're just going to take the other guy, and the Cardinals are not going to take a quarterback. So you don't need to trade up with them. The only thing you have to wonder is somebody coming up from behind to trade for the number 2? I don't think so, because the Texans desperately need a quarterback themselves, right? So somebody might trade up with the Cardinals for that number 3 spot. And then you have to think, okay, are they going for the quarterback we want, or are they going for, somebody else? So I don't know. I kind of, and I've said this before, I feel like the Colts would be fine if they stayed put. They can still get what they want if they stay put. That's just me.
Yeah, it depends on how your general manager views it, but a lot of general managers don't like to stay put for quarterbacks, and Ballard seems like he's probably the most likely guy to do that.
Mm-hmm. Silly Wabbit says the Depends text line. You really are pandering to Big George's demographic now, aren't you? What's next? You're going to set up a remote at the Sun City Recreation Center? Well, we're not going to rule anything out, Silly Wabbit. But no, it's just because we decided to do a longer show. Radio Ron felt this was a perfect way to making some extra money, and he sold today's text line to Depends, and Randy is currently wearing a pair of Depends so he can do a testimonial. Randy, you don't have to move so much in your seat. You just probably sit still. Yeah, you just got to probably sit still.
Okay.
Harry Soap says, so the Bears are going to get 2 first and second round picks for their first pick. Are those for this year? Wow. If you're a Bears fan, yeah, the Bears have all the picks. They have so many picks. Everybody gets picked out of this draft. If they just, don't even show up for the draft, just drive straight to Chicago, just go because you're already drafted there. They're drafting everybody. Quiet Cannon says Kevin Durant missed 128 games out of 256. That is 50%. Unfortunately, the Suns gave up 2 starters for a 50% all-time great.
Were the Suns going to win it? Were the Suns going to win a championship with Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson?
No.
I love those guys. Don't get me wrong.
Do the Suns have a puncher's chance of winning a championship with Kevin Durant?
Yes.
Yeah.
And in fact, if he's healthy, they have the best chance.
We gave away 2 young starters to bring in Kevin Durant. Why is that an issue?
Yeah,
I don't know why people are so upset about this.
I think people have this magical idea of how championship windows work, and it's just dead wrong. You have a championship window, but it closes. You think you got a chance to hang around. You go to one, and then you just never quite get back if you don't make moves, if you don't take swings, if you don't take risks, you're not winning a title. I'm sorry to say, especially in the NBA. If you don't have superstars, you don't have a chance. The Suns took a chance. When Kevin Durant came here on this show, that's what we said. We knew the Suns were taking a risk. But the risk is for Kevin's contract. It's not just this one season. And I would just like the people who are hating right now to think longer term than today.
I don't know where all these Kool-Aid drinking Suns fans are. Maybe I just don't have them on my social media.
I happen to think they don't really listen to this show because I don't know where they are either. I don't think anybody said the Suns are NBA champs the day Kevin Durant showed up. He didn't
I'm glad
say
we
that.
have very reasonable listeners here. Hookim Hate says Dallas fans aren't worried about the playoffs. By the way, we're realistic. We just need Luka healthy. Let's not forget who beat the Suns last year.
According to MetroLeague.org, I'm looking up right now. Kevin Durant has missed a total of 256 games in his career, which includes both regular and playoff games. He missed a total of 128 out of 256 possible games, which equals to 38% of all possible games he could have played in his career. That's not 50%, gang.
Wait, hold on. So I thought so you said a couple of different things, didn't sound right. How many games has he missed in his entire career?
He missed a total of 128 out of 256 possible games, which that's 50%.
Well, that's 50%.
But he says, which equals to 38% of all possible games he could have played in his career.
Well, that's assuming you would go to all the playoffs and go all the way to the championship. So that math is kind of disingenuous.
All of the possible games in all of the games that his team played.
That his team had played.
Yes. So those are the only games that were possible for him to have played.
That's 50% though. So that's true. That is true then.
Not in his career. No.
Well, Randy just said career.
Randy said 38%.
I thought you said career, Randy.
According to MetroLeague.org,
which I saw that site. I didn't want to cite it because I've never heard of MetroLeague.
MetroLeague.org.
And I couldn't get a date for when
they're nonprofit.
That article
they can't lie.
I didn't see a date for when that article got posted, so I just didn't know what to do with it. 50% since the Achilles is true. 50% in his career, which someone said is
just go find the career numbers. I'm curious. Mr. Pringle says the fourth dimension is insane today.
I know
it's going to get weirder, guys.
I can't find how many he's missed, but he's played 981 games in his career. There's no way he's played half of all of possible games.
Turd Ferguson says, I feel bad for DJ Moore. Randy's Chuckle says, after hearing the Diamondbacks are going to use Melancon again as a closer again, I'm looking for some of that purple Kool-Aid from that Colts instead.
Melanson.
What's that? Melancon.
Yeah, okay.
Melanoma. I'm going to call him melanoma.
Okay.
Thunder Snow says, what is it with the fourth dimension bringing up Katie Lang? Did she die or something? No. I think she's fine. Wilbur says, yippee, I'm out of the penalty box. Randy, can you show us your smoking shorts? What the hell, Bilbert? No. Smoking shorts. Heavy Metal Maniac says, people need to calm down about Kevin Durant's situation. I think more has to do with us never winning a championship, and people are freaking out. They need to calm down. Just wait and see what happens. It was well worth the trade. It's called gambling. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And so sometimes you want to win the championship. And then if the guy gets hurt, everybody's mad because they think they're not going to win that title. Well, I agree with you. I'm not even mad. It's just one of those things that happens. And I say, look, well, listen, we got a pretty good chance of making that happen next year. So listen, I'm always just happy to have the chance. Mr. Pringle says, Blender doing math is insane. Yeah, that's also insane. Yeah, we're very bad at math.
None of us were hired to do this.
Donnie says, nobody said the Suns were contenders after the KD trade. Isn't that what Keon said?
Yeah, they're contenders. I didn't say they were champs.
Yeah, we didn't already anoint them and start hanging banners, Donnie.
They do.
We just said, hey, this looks good.
And Kevin Durant's going to be available for the playoffs, so they're still contenders. Yes.
All right, well, enough of this nonsense. We've got now 2.5 hours more to do. We better pace ourselves. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in the term life industry. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45 non-smoker can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month. Level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50 non-smoker can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110. Level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Termbusters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for a new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote. 800-786-9161. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-786-9161. Remember, 1-800-786-9161. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Major League Baseball spring training is in full swing and the World Baseball Classic is underway. Suns continue their season and are awaiting Kevin Durant's return. We'll have the NCAA brackets come Monday. Does ASU make it? How is Arizona seeded? It's going to be a busy Monday, so join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Monday through Friday, noon to 2 p.m. here on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Do you know about 211 Arizona? It's a free service to connect you with resources anywhere in Arizona. Housing assistance and eviction prevention, transportation and ride services, healthcare benefits, food resources, and even utility bill support. Talk to a live operator in English or Spanish, 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Just dial 211 or visit 211arizona.org. Get connected, get answers, and get the help you need. This message is sponsored by 211 Arizona.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or
this is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. As we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, we're going all the way up till 6:40, and then we will get out of the way for GCU. But Radio Ron caught wind of how we were giggling and laughing at the morning show for all this time off that we get fully paid. And he's like, well, I'm going to get some of my damn money worth. You guys are going to just do the show all the way up until the GCU. Yeah. And I was like, well, I don't know if we have enough material for that, Ron. And he says, well, you should just phone it in. And I'm just like, well, he has no idea we've been doing that the entire time. So it is just kind of awkward. But here we are, extended time on the Daily Blender. What do they call it? It's not called bonus time. What do they call that in soccer? It's boring.
It's extra time.
No, it's just boring. 888-368-1580. Kiss the Cook says, a butthole start to my weekend. My reality check bounced. That sentence right there. There's a lot going on there, isn't that? Let's see. CK says, hopefully this extended time of the Blender is a regular thing. We can call it Blender Extra Innings. Hashtag Katie Strong. Okay, I'm not reading the hashtag Katie Strong anymore, and this is not going to be a thing. This is not going to be a thing that we do very. We're not Well, we're just kind of paying our penance right now. We're not. But here's the thing, guys. From now on, when we get this bonus, time off with pay, let's not talk about it anymore.
Okay. All right.
We've gotten away with this for like 5 years. So maybe now is the time.
Wait, you get time off with pay?
888-368-1580 is the Depends text line today, because Radio Ron also decided to make some extra money by selling our text line to Depends for this extended program.
You have to keep wearing these?
Yeah, you have to wear it the entire show. And then talk about how the experience has been. That's how we're making money here. Lost Toby says, Blender after dark. It's going to get weird. It's already getting weird, man. It's already getting weird. Big George says, so Jeffrey, this is my take. Cards can stay at number 3, take Will Anderson, or convince the Colts or somebody that is coming to take their quarterback, and they need to move up to 3. And then the Cardinals will get Anderson. Win-win for the Cardinals. I don't think the Colts are moving now. Now it's already too late. You can't guarantee the number 1 quarterback. And, you can't guarantee, you're going to get what you want. Now you may as well let the dice fall where they will, because so now the Panthers will be taking a quarterback. The Texans will be taking a quarterback. The Cardinals will not. So I don't know, unless you think that the guy that the Colts were going to take is either the first or the second, there's no reason to move. So what do you think, Keon? I mean, this just happened a little bit ago. If you're just joining us, the Panthers traded up to get that first overall pick from the Bears. The Bears get 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and DJ Moore. So, who's taking who? What do you think?
Boy, I mean, the Panthers. It's tough to say, but I'm trying to think about Frank Reich and his offenses and what he's asking for from a quarterback, and I think they probably take Stroud. Just from what I've seen Frank Reich and what he likes to do. But I think it's impossible to know exactly either way. I know that the Texans really like Bryce Young. They would love for Bryce Young to just fall to them at 2 and make them very happy. And then the Colts were going to have to pick between Levis and Richardson. And personally, I'm higher on Richardson than Levis.
I'm happy with that personally. But then again, I am not the guy in charge of anything. And that doesn't mean I'm right. You know what I'm saying? So this is interesting to see who else tries to trade up, to see if the Cardinals end up playing ball with somebody else that needs a quarterback. And then, I don't know, maybe do the Colts need to be talking to the Cardinals about this? Do the Colts need to be thinking about, the Texans ain't giving up nothing because they are in the same division. And they're not helping the Colts, period, ever.
And the Texans want a quarterback, so they don't even care what. Nobody was going to be able to offer the Texans anything outside of something absurd and stupid that was going to get the Texans to move. They wanted a quarterback, and I think that they like the 2 guys at the top of this draft. The Colts should talk to the Cardinals, but the Cardinals are going to try and smoke screen them a little bit and try and see if they can go out and get other teams interested in that 3rd pick, maybe raise the price on it on Indy. So I don't know that Indy wants to be too desperate about that. I think if you hear that somebody
talked about the Cardinals trading down anyway.
Yeah. And when the Cardinals get ready to do that, they'll call multiple teams. And then when you start hearing that buzz go, then you make your move. I wouldn't jump the gun on it though.
I'm not going to get a quarterback, am I? No, your Colts are not going to get a quarterback now.
You're going to get one.
Well, not a good one. We're going to get a pair of Levi's. That's what we're going to get.
I don't think Levis is bad. I just my concerns about him. I just would take the other guys before I would take him. They're all risks. I mean, you can't. There's no slam dunk quarterback, really.
Okay, let me ask you this. So if all that's left is Richardson and Levis, forget about what I think. Forget about what you think. The general consensus would be, who's moving up for either? Who's going to give up that much for either of those guys?
I don't think that anybody's going to really move up for either of those guys that has to move up very far. So if you are, the Raiders, you might move up. I think the Raiders are at least reportedly more connected to Levis. So if you're them, you might think about moving up. but Atlanta would have to give up an awful lot to move, which means that whoever it is that's sitting there at 3, that they would have to simply love as a quarterback prospect. And I don't know between Richardson and Levis that you love either of those guys that much. Because I mean, we're talking about a guy that, in my opinion, should not play his first year in the league. He's got to sit and learn.
How aggressive should the Colts be with the Arizona Cardinals to try to get at least secured the 3rd pick?
Well, I think that you wouldn't have to be nearly as aggressive because you wouldn't have to move up nearly as far. If you're worried about it, like if there's a guy that you think that the 3rd guy was going to be your guy the whole time, now is the time to start worrying about that and maybe making that move to go ahead and lock that in place. Because quarterback to me is not a position that you sit there and you're just cool with whoever falls to you generally.
Mm-hmm.
You usually, if you like a guy, you go get the guy. And if he's a franchise guy, then all of the perceptions of anything that you do is going to work itself out. But you can't sit there and hope that another team doesn't jump in front of you, because in Vegas and Atlanta, those are 2 teams that they'd have to give up a lot to get there. But they're desperate. They might actually do it.
What do you think it would take to get the Cardinals pick?
$100 million. And
you shut your mouth, Randy. You're not part of this. You're not part of this.
Yes, I am.
You don't work for the Fed office.
It would depend on who else is competing for the pick. If the Colts make the move early, maybe you don't have to give up all that much. If the Cardinals are wise and they sit on the pick and wait for other teams that are a little bit more desperate to start bidding, and you're going to have to outbid, say, the Raiders, you might be giving up a couple of firsts and a couple of seconds and other things
for a 3rd place quarterback.
Yeah, but if the guy's a starter and he's there for 10, 15 years, it doesn't matter.
No, I want Richardson. I think it's the right idea, but that don't mean I'm right. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying the guy that's taken 3rd, I wouldn't think about it in that way. If he fits in your system, can that guy be your quarterback for the next decade?
CK says Cardinals are trading that number 3 pick. They need O-line, corners, etc. # Katie Strong. So here's the thing. So do the Colts need O-line as well. Kyle G says, come on, Jeffrey, these hashtags work. Don't you remember #sell the team Sarver? Took a while, but he sold it. Believe it. Do it for Durant. # Katie Strong. I'll do it, but it won't make a difference on air. You guys got to do this.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't.
I think it's like one of those things where it's like a hippie thing. Like we're saying it into the universe, man. We're realizing thing. We're transcendentally meditating, and
It's
then
a
we're
sprained ankle,
making
man.
it happen, man.
It's a sprained ankle. It's not an Achilles tendon. It's not a broke ankle. It's not torn up, tendons. It's a damn sprained ankle.
Oh, this is funny. Charo says, holy bleep, crystal clear signal in Mesa on the AM. Yeah, I guess I should have probably led the show with this.
Is this breaking news?
So, it is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
Breaking news.
This is breaking news.
As of today, we're finally back to full power on 1580 AM. That's right. We went through a long, expensive, ridiculous process to get to this point. And right now, today, it was about noon. They flipped the switch. We got permission, and we are now in full effect. In fact, this signal should sound better than it ever has. So let us know if you're listening to 1580, where you're at and how it's coming in. And so I'm not going to bore you with the details, but Radio Ron needs to pop a bottle of champagne, and everybody should lift the glass to him for everything he's gone through to try to make sure this all got done. Boy, we thought this was just gonna be a couple of weeks over a year ago. We're like, hey, we're doing some stuff, hang in there. And we're like, oh my God, this is ridiculous.
It's been one thing after another.
It's a comedy of errors.
Yeah.
But that's behind us now. And now, yes, 1580 The Fanatic is the flamethrower that Randy has said it is. Now, there's other things we're still going to do to make it even better, processing wise and this and that. But for now, this is the flamethrower in full effect. There it is. Well, that's an actual flamethrower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Randy's chuckle says the Colts are still grooming Arch Manning. Can we not say it like that? That term these days is not probably.
It has taken a turn for the worst.
I love all these people talking about grooming and Oh, I remember sitting there and watching Bob Hope and Milton Berle, Jamie Farr, all these guys who would do gags and drag, Monty Python. And I don't feel like I was being groomed back then. So anyways, but yeah, let's not say grooming. He says they'll go into next season with 0 quarterbacks on the roster. Whoopsie. So he thinks we're tanking for Arch Manning. If we tank this next season, we'll get Arch Manning in the next draft. I don't think so. It's 2 years from now, right?
Yeah, he's got to be out of high school 3 years. So the 2 seasons have to go by. He can't as a sophomore leave unless, he was in school late for whatever reason, which he's clearly not because he went to college early.
Harry Soap says Aaron Rodgers is still an option to be a Colt next season. You know what? I don't think so. I haven't heard any bit of a whisper about it, and the Jets are all over him like white on rice. It's very much the Jets' deal to lose right now.
And if you're picking in the top 5 and there's enough quarterbacks to go around, take a quarterback while you're there.
Beer Nut says, I'm on the other side of AJ, and it's finally crystal clear. 1580. There you go. Blissful Hayes says, happy Friday, Blender, in the 4th dimension. You all sound worse than ever. Just kidding. That means he can hear us. Random Texture says, how is anyone safe in saying that not every quarterback should be given the opportunity to start week 1 in the NFL? We had the last pick in the draft do exactly the exceptional, Brock Purdy. Last 8 weeks of the season for the San Francisco 49ers, he was the last pick. Well, I get what you're saying, Random Texture, but it's just, like someone like Keon who watches a lot of football and kind of sees how they do it, you can kind of assess. But you're right. There could be somebody that is an absolute surprise, but you can't work your draft thinking that guy is going to turn into, you don't know. Tom Brady, round 6, you don't know. You have to do the best you can with the knowledge that you have, and you have to be thinking about what is the best way to plug and play. Because it's not, let's have this guy behind another guy for a year or two. Now it's like, you got to find somebody who's going to work day 1 or somebody's getting fired.
And also, Brock Purdy, I understand he was the last player in the draft. I actually was surprised by that, to be honest with you. I didn't know that Brock Purdy was going to be this good this soon. But when you look at what Brock Purdy did at Iowa State, I don't think it was insane for Brock Purdy to come in and be able to do what he did as a rookie, because of look how much experience he had in college. He played all 4 years. That doesn't happen as often. Anthony Richardson is leaving early. He's not developed. And when you look at what Brock Purdy did as a passer, look at his completion percentage. Anthony Richardson's completing about 54% of his passes against college defenses. You don't go to the NFL and make that better without cleaning up some of his issues that he has with footwork and cleaning up some of his decision-making things, which just comes with watching film and getting experience. So Anthony Richardson, I think, is someone who is clearly not ready in a way that maybe Brock Purdy wasn't obviously ready, but he had a better chance by virtue of playing more games in college.
Randy's Chuckle says, I guess I need to pay more attention. I kept wondering who this Katie Strong is. Who is that girl? King Kenton says, a long, ridiculous point. Free beer. Randy, pop bottles, beers for all the 4th dimension. What's a long, ridiculous point? Where's he talking about?
Who can say
between King of Kittens and sometimes I think King of Kittens and Kiss the Cook are the same person. Sometimes I think that. I really do. Same weirdnesses, and there's K's. I don't know. I could be wrong. We should make them identify themselves. I might have even met them in person, but right now I don't remember. Here in a little bit, we're going to have, actually, let's just do this after the next break. It'll be time for Keon Rose's NCAA March Madness Tournament college basketball dance party. I don't want to have that. You introduce it next time. That was a lot, and I'm now out of breath now. But I will talk to you about this, Keon. Dan Snyder, this is troubling. And when you read it, you're like, oh, that's no big deal. Dan Snyder reportedly has told the NFL he has multiple bidders that owners will love. Now, when you read that, you're like, okay, that sounds fine. It sounds, he's like, oh, do I have some people that come by the team? Oh, yeah, and you're going to love these guys. Like, I've gone out and found people who are worse than me. Oh, you're going to love this. Oh, you and your high horses. Oh, I've got someone you're really going to love.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't exactly have a giant pool of people to choose from. I just question his judgment. Anybody that Dan Snyder thinks is somebody that anybody will love, I don't know that Dan Snyder knows what anybody else would love
Well,
because he himself was an awful human.
But Joseph Biden exists in the White House because there was a time where it was like anybody else would be better. And that is what Dan Snyder is like. Well, here is somebody you'll like better than me because you like everybody better than me. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that is a fact. That like it doesn't matter who buys the team. We will deal with that particular devil later. But I'm pretty sure the league just wants the nightmare of scandals that Dan Snyder brings at any given moment just away from them.
Cheesehead Bill says the signal is still terrible at 67th Avenue in Happy Valley. Are you by some power lines or something? Because you should be getting in nicely there. Screaming Eagle says, "Hi, Fanatic. Are you done at 6 or 6:45 today?" 6:45.
You wanted to make him say it out loud, didn't you? That's really the point of that text.
Well, technically 6:41. Yeah, who's counting? King Kenton says, "I asked once if Kiss the Cook worked at Breakfast Kitchen on Glendale Avenue. I didn't get an answer. Kiss the Cook, do you work at a Breakfast Kitchen on Glendale Avenue?" Yeah, I guess we can see about that. We got plenty of extra time to do that today. 888-368-1580. There is so much stuff going on this weekend, and we got a lot of NFL to talk about. Let me give you real briefly what's happening here. Because GCU won their game against Seattle last night, they'll play Sam Houston Bearcats at 6:45 p.m. here on 1580 Fanatic. Radio Ron has said, well, because you guys are getting all this free time off, you're going to at least go ahead and just do your show up until GCU comes. And we're like, okay. So the Pac-12 semifinal games, which were supposed to be on Fanatic tonight, have moved over to Money Radio 1510. Tomorrow, we have all sorts of stuff going on, but who knows what's going to happen, because if GCU wins, we're going to air that. But here's what I have on tap for tomorrow. The SEC semifinal game 1 at 10:45 a.m. Phoenix Raceway United Rentals 200 at 2 p.m. and the Pac-12 championship at 8:15. But I think if GCU wins tonight, that game tomorrow is 7 p.m. as well. I could be wrong. We should have asked Michael Potter. Then on Sunday, the Ruoff Mortgage 500 at Phoenix Raceway is on Fanatic at 2 p.m. as well. So that's what's happening here. When we come back, it's time for Keon Rose's college basketball dance party. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
At the Home Depot, we know the world is a messy place. Keeping it clean takes science. That's why businesses everywhere have long trusted cleaning products from Ecolab to take on the toughest messes. And now that level of clean is available for your home. Introducing Ecolab Scientific Clean, a full line of professional grade cleaning products for all your home's needs. So you can clean like you mean business. Now available exclusively at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah!
Weekends now through April 2nd.
Great shopping, a giant crafts market. Your favorite shows.
Be ready to have a great time and don't be afraid to participate.
Just night. Silly fun for the entire family.
Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival.
Lots of new shows. Non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. It's fun and affordable.
You will
adore the Renaissance Festival.
The Renaissance Festival is back.
Weekends now through April 2nd. Discount tickets available at Fashions and Food City or online at
Arizona.breakfastinfo.com.
Presented by Delta Airlines,
Fashions, Food City,
Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
Pepsi is a proud sponsor of the Arizona Renaissance Festival. Enjoy a Pepsi with royalty at the Renaissance Festival this weekend. Huzzah!
For more info, go to arizona.renfest.com.
The dictionary describes madness as
Frenzy, rage, intense excitement, or enthusiasm.
we define it like this.
There's the pass to Leitner. Puts it up. Projects the crew for the win.
The madness is coming.
God! Oh! Get it! Touchdown, dribble. Shoot!
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The home for March Madness.
David Glender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and next week it's March Madness, mofos. So of course, since we only have this show and the Monday show, we figure we'd better let Keon get it all started. Of course, there's been some firings of some coaches, and I wonder if any of these guys might end up replacing Bobby Hurley if he gets fired. I don't know. The way things are going, will Bobby Hurley get fired? Now it seems like if they beat Arizona, they're not firing Bobby Hurley, right?
No. How can you? You beat him 2 times in one year, especially that last time, knocking him out the tournament, the conference tournament, and really ruining some things for them because Arizona is trying to eye a number 1, number 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. That's their ultimate goal, and if you take that away from them, I'm sorry, that'll be a hard conversation to have. Plus, I don't think Ray Anderson, who already doesn't like to fire people, would fire you if you made the tournament.
All right, so now you start to wonder who are these other coaches going to get picked up by and this and that. But you know what? We're just going to let Keon do his thing. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Keon Rose's college basketball dance party. I'm not going to say all the rest of it.
Well, yeah, you don't have to. I feel like the extra work today is quite enough. So we'll start with St. John's. They fired their basketball coach, Mike Anderson, after his 4th season. They had an overtime loss to Marquette, and that might be all she wrote for St. John's and their season this year. And they're already looking for their next basketball coach. They just fired Mike Anderson yesterday, and the reports that are out there are that they are eyeing Rick Pitino as his replacement, which is kind of crazy when you consider the recent career arc of Rick Pitino, which was Louisville, sex scandal at Louisville, coaching in Europe somewhere, and I think he's coaching at Iona right now. So he's going to go from Iona to St. John's, which is a nice big step up. And then Rick Pitino will be back in college basketball conversation, in regular college basketball conversation.
Hey, hookers.
If you waited out long enough, eventually Rick Pitino will always come back. And then you got Patrick Ewing, of course, at Georgetown. They gave him the axe the other day. And I was really sad to see that. I understand why they did it. Georgetown was not good under Patrick Ewing. They lost a bunch of games, but I just like Patrick Ewing. I just want good things to happen to Patrick Ewing. But
is he a very good coach?
I don't know if he's a bad coach,
Apparently not.
But I'll tell you, one a great recruiter.
Last season 6 wins out of and then 25 losses. And this season, 7 wins, 25 losses. How good a coach is he?
It's because I think college basketball, not unlike college football, recruiting is a big part of it. And so I don't know that Patrick Ewing was a very good recruiter. So that was also the beginning of his problems. And anytime you hire a former NBA guy, their level of enthusiasm with recruiting may vary. I mean, we kind of saw the similar thing here at ASU and on the football side with Herm Edwards. Herm didn't really like to recruit. So it's like, was Herm a bad coach? I don't know if he was a bad coach, but he also just didn't give himself the talent that he needed to be successful. I'm pretty sure there's a combination of that there at Georgetown with Patrick Ewing, but the results weren't there. That's just the fact of the matter, is that they were not there. Also, Ole Miss moving on from their coach earlier this season, and looking at the rest of the SEC, not liking where their position is, with Tennessee basketball playing well and Alabama basketball playing well. And they're looking at Chris Beard, the former Texas coach, who of course was fired after he was arrested on charges of domestic violence. And of course, those charges got dropped and were pulled back by his wife. And, you know, looks like Texas kind of jumped the gun a little bit. But Chris Beard, you know, I know, Jeffrey, you asked not too long ago where would he wind up and if he would be coaching basketball again. I think that once he was cleared, if people look at it and feel very comfortable with the situation and feel very comfortable with the decision that the police made in that moment, then Chris Beard was going to wind up coaching somewhere again. And Ole Miss looks like it could be the absolute destination there. So that is interesting. I think ASU, I would love to have seen what a world would look like with ASU having a chance to hire him, but we'll never know, will we? Because they're doing big things in the Pac-12 tournament, which is where we're going to round things out. We're going to head to the Pac-12 tournament and talk a little bit of ASU and their chances of making the tournament. Obviously, you knock off Arizona, you're in. I don't think that there is really a conversation to be had there, but I do think that a lot of the odds of them getting into the big dance got updated last night when they were able to beat USC. They had a really, really dominant game. They never trailed in the game. They led the entire way. Desmond Cambridge Jr. looks like the guy that we saw earlier in the year when he was playing great basketball. He was hesitating a whole lot less. He was getting to the basket. And I'm not saying that they're knocking off Arizona, but if they are competitive in that game, when you look at some of the other teams that are around them that could potentially leapfrog them to get into the NCAA tournament, they might have the best resume. I was looking at the net rating of all the teams. I don't necessarily know how all that stuff gets calculated, but of all the teams in the general vicinity, only Clemson has a very similar net rating, which means that they played a pretty tough schedule throughout the year. And even though, you know, there were some missteps and some losses, the toughness of that schedule is ultimately going to help them get in. And that is your college basketball dance party.
That was very, very short.
Was it?
I thought you were going to do more. And especially a day like today where we got to go till 6:40. I thought you had another 10 minutes left.
I didn't say that I had 10 minutes left. I just we had the especially it was just me droning on. Nobody dropped any jokes or anything that usually happens when I talk
you
about
have the
things.
floor. It is your dance.
Yeah,
floor.
we didn't want to
Okay,
interrupt.
stop.
We never
stop,
interrupt
stop,
you.
stop,
No.
stop. This is that
rude.
that would be a different radio show than the show that I've been
what
on
you're
for the
talking
last
about.
2 years of my life.
We are nothing if we're not respectful.
That
Yeah,
is
don't yell
simply
at us because
untrue.
you're unprepared. Drop
Yeah.
the ball.
That is
That's not our fault.
absolutely untrue. I didn't drop the ball
Where
in
you're
any.
getting this crap. I don't
Yeah.
know where you're getting this. So who do you pick to win the whole damn thing? Come on.
I'm not picking that yet. I don't know who's playing
No,
anybody.
it's predict right now. We always do these way too early Super Bowl predictions when we don't know anything. So first thing that would pop to mind, you watch more college basketball than any human I know. Who wins the damn thing?
I'm not going to make.
Come on,
anything-
just guys. Listen, nobody can remember this. We're not going to record this, Randy, and make sure it's on a clip you can play later.
Okay.
I just want you to guess. You're in a safe place, Keon.
I understand that I am in a safe place, but I'm not going to pick the NCAA tournament without knowing who's even playing anybody. We don't know who's going to be the 1 seed. We don't know who's going to be. No, I'm not going to pick that right now
All right.
because I can't know.
All right,
I can't
coward.
even begin to know
Yep.
that.
Randy,
I'm
who
okay
do
with
you
being
got?
a coward.
UCLA.
I got Apollo Hair College. Bam. See how easy that was, Keon?
Okay.
And there's no accountability. We're not worried about it. Jeez.
It's okay. I don't like to say
It's
things.
not like these programs are recorded for play on a later date.
I am literally the one recording it, so I know that it's recorded and it's fine.
Hold on. I got to check something. See, here's the thing. We may joke around sometimes, but I want to know for sure. I'm looking it up. Apollo Hair College.
Is that a real school?
Yep, they're still there. They're still there. Apollo, yeah, it looks like
I
it.
thought they canned their basketball program though.
Well, no, they're playing Tiffin Academy of Hair Design this weekend. So
okay, all right,
that's a real thing.
That's in the Hair College tournament, is it?
Yeah. The players are horrible, but their haircuts are great.
Yeah. Can I change my pick then?
Yeah, go ahead.
Refrigeration School of America.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Though those guys have been on fuego.
Yeah.
Mostly because the air conditioning don't work. So all right. I guess here's the thing. Next week, I guess we'll have a better idea because Selection Sunday is when they select all the teams and where they're going to be, except for what do they call it? The loser four, the
first four,
Yeah,
the unborn four. I don't know what it is.
The unclean.
The unclean four. So that'll be on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the actual tournament begins on the Thursday.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I got to do a little thing, but be watching 1580thefanatic.com because we're going to have links for you guys to join the Harmon Solar NCAA Bracket Challenge. And of course, we got prizes from Kasai. We have $1,000 first place prize from Harmon Solar if you have the winning bracket. Nobody's going to have a perfect bracket, okay? So don't even think about it. But you could win by just beating all these other chuckleheads. Now, if you played last year, you're in it again this year. Just go to cbssports.com to the challenge thing and just log in. Or there had been an email that came out that I sent a few weeks ago, and I'm sure that there will be more reminders. But you just go in there, make sure you're all set up, and then as soon as Selection Sunday happens, and then as soon as the games are done on Wednesday night, then you can finalize all your brackets. So just make sure you get registered and logged in for that. We'll have links and all the information for you as soon as we can over at 1580thefanatic.com. We haven't got up there yet because there's still some more prizes possibly on the way. We want to make sure we had all the information. So just keep an eye on 1580thefanatic.com. So we'll all fill out our brackets then.
There you go.
What division is Apollo Hair College in?
I couldn't tell you.
Division 7, I believe.
I don't think Keon really knows everything he thinks he knows about this whole
I
basketball
concur
thing.
after that answer. Yeah.
Randy's chuckle says, I hope depends are a lot more dependable than the text line. I guess it depends. Yeah, the text line is very dependable. All the people on the text line, for the most part. I didn't say they were correct, polite, nice, or anything else. I think they are dependable. Boomer Sooner says, I don't think Arizona State can handle one more 9 p.m. start. 2 in a row so far. I know this is the dumbest damn thing. They're playing at 9:30 at night. It's the Pac-12, Pacific 12.
Yeah.
These games should have started at 7. And who cares who you're competing with?
I'd like to throw this on the heaping pile that is standing before me. ASU does not actually get moving until about 9 o'clock at night. So I think this is actually a plus for the Sun Devil basketball.
I see. The later the games are.
The later the game, the more they fall into ASU's hands. You see what I'm saying?
I see.
But
I see.
But they are playing 2 games tonight. If you didn't want the 9:30 start.
Oh, no, ASU does. Yeah, because that's
do.
their peak hours. They're ready to go.
I think they should have played at 7. I mean,
Oregon and UCLA are playing at 7.
No.
Who cares who's playing at 7? They can both play at the same time. Equally amount of nobody's going to watch this crap anyway.
They are playing
getting out of bed at 7
They're playing in the same stadium. They can't both play at the same time.
All right, half court, you over there.
Yeah,
half court, you over there. We'll get this done.
Yeah, I don't think that the committee is going to pick any of those teams to go to a.
What
to an
stadium
NCAA
is this,
tournament.
by the way? They could have said, hey, we're going to play at 5 and 7. And people still would have been okay with that.
It's T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. I think that's where the Golden Knights play.
T-Mobile. Hook'em Hottie says, it worked out nice for Texas, too, as Rodney Terry was just named Sporting News Coach of the Year.
Yeah, he's the interim coach at Texas, and he's been awesome. I thought, oh boy, they had to fire Chris Beard, and they had to make a tough decision, and they really haven't missed a beat honestly.
So Keon, I keep hearing you talk all this fan talk about Texas. You didn't go to Texas, right?
Correct.
You were in Tennessee.
Yeah, but I grew up in Texas. I went to college.
But you went to college in Tennessee.
Yes.
Not Texas.
Mhm.
I don't think there's any rules on this. He's a fan.
I'm a fan.
Of the college
Oh,
where he grew up.
Oh, you're saying he's willingly. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were
As
confused.
you know, those
at where you
Texas
went to
test
school.
scores are very, very hard. So he couldn't get into the Texas. He could only get into Tennessee.
There is that. Yeah.
I could only
his safety school.
You know, the notoriously difficult to get into University of Texas.
Uh-huh.
Come on down the driveway. That's
Cue the text from Hook'em Hottie.
Thunder Snow says shortest dance party on record. Nah, now he's just padding. No, now I'm just padding. Big George says first Keon doesn't eat a ketchup hot dog, and now he won't pick an eventual NCAA champion. Wow, I picked UCLA. See how easy that was? Dude,
okay, you
why
can
are you
do that.
picking UCLA. It's just-
You can pick a team without knowing who the hell they're playing and what their matchups are going to be. You can do that. I'm not going to do that.
He just did.
CK says heading to the Renaissance Festival. You can find me wearing my hashtag Katie Strong t-shirt.
Huzzah!
You're a liar. You don't have one. Random texter says, does winning a prize in fantasy football or the NFL Pick'em contest exclude you from winning a prize in the bracket contest? Asking for a friend. No, it doesn't. I don't believe it does. I mean, it's fair shot. I don't think anybody should be excluded from the big uns, those big contests. Now, if we were giving out $20 gift certificates, it'd make you wait a month. But no, man, in those, get on it. Hook'em Hottie says, he already sang the fight song, so he can be a fan, Randy.
All right.
King Kenton says, are you kidding? Bill Walton, Dave Pash, everyone, everywhere is watching. Randy's chuckle says padding. I thought Randy was wearing the padding. No, Randy's wearing a pair of Depends because today Depends adult diapers, is that what we call them? The briefs, I don't know, are sponsoring the text line because Radio Ron is further in punishment for us, has decided not only do we have to go till 6:42, but we also have somebody had to wear Depends so we can make the money by him doing a testimonial.
Still like to know how I got hooked up doing this. Why am I?
Speaking of hooking, Hook'em Hottie says University of Texas only has a 29% acceptance rate, Randy. Well, that's because that's how few people in Texas are smart enough to find the place.
Oh, no.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SMART for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code SMART. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SMART for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SMART.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
One trip down Scottsdale Road and it's obvious. Snowbird season is here. You know what else is on Scottsdale Road? The absolute best restaurant to take your out-of-town friends and family to. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, fire, and fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for a great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection of Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi, happy hour deals daily until 6 p.m., and enjoy outdoor dining on our heated patio. So whether here on a golfing trip, for spring training, or just to enjoy our Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. Take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse for dinnertainment. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114.
With LifeWell, help is here to support our community with counseling, housing services, and addiction treatment. We focus on adults and young adults with financial need. Learn more at lifewell.us and join our team to make a difference in the lives of others. We are hiring counselors, nursing staff, psychiatrists, and more. Start a career of hope, health, and healing at lifewell.us. This message is sponsored by LifeWell and a Virginia G. Piper Charitable Trust COVID Response Grant.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hookem Hottie says, why does nobody else from Texas listen to this show? Well, again, very few are smart enough from Texas to turn on a radio.
See, Hookem Hottie, that wasn't
Wow.
me. I was not bad-mouthing Texas.
Randy actually said nothing.
Slogan for most of Texas is dumber and dirt and proud of it. So there you go,
Well,
Hookem Hottie.
I moved from Texas to Tennessee, so it's not like I was going up a hill. I might have gone down, but
Well, it might have been parallel. Level ground, Keon. Miss Pringle says, Randy, isn't it insane to be able to just sit there and poop and pee in your pants with the pens?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
Don't poop.
It's no different than any other day I'm on the air. So
Wait, you're not going to poo.
What?
Don't poo. Don't poo. Just
I may have already done that.
Oh, geez. You can go clean that up anytime, man.
Oh.
Lost Toby says, my Depends is filled up. I'm assuming Randy left to go change his too. Oh, he must be watching on the YouTube because
Yeah, maybe.
Randy did step away there.
Mhm.
Random Texture says, one thing for sure, there were a lot of little people watching the ASU game last night. They were asking for an apology because Bill Walton said the word midget and everybody went nuts. I guess it's not politically correct, huh? Did he? What was he saying midget about? I don't know.
It's
I don't
Bill
know if he-
Walton.
Probably Kyler Murray.
Half of his half of the color commentary from Bill Walton is just stream of consciousness. I don't even think he remembers in what context anymore.
If you're picking up the phone or the email or whatever it is you're doing, and you're complaining about something Bill Walton said, are you new here? Because it's just, unless he's not, as long as he's not saying something evil, you know.
He can apologize, but I promise you he doesn't remember saying it.
Yeah. Kane Kenton says, if the Panthers have acquired the Bears' #1 pick, how does this affect Kyler being able to see over the lineman? I don't think that really has any connection at all on that.
They didn't play for the Bears, so
I'm starting to feel a little wounded on this whole thing. I am starting to feel a little bit wounded. The more
Why
this
are
is
you-
set
why
in.
are you feeling like you're wounded? Why? Why, Jeffrey?
Well,
What- you just tell Uncle Randy.
The Panthers traded up, took the first overall pick,
and
now the Bears have a whole lot more picks than they had before. And I know my Colts were talking about doing the exact same thing, and well, now I'm starting to feel a little bit like less
you
than
have you've got
enthusiastic
you
about
got the
this.
4 overall pick. You have the number 4 overall pick.
You know,
and
I don't know.
Are you
Just-
saying that your
somebody
quarterback-
else is going to come and ruin it? Somebody's going to jump up and take the number 3 from the
Well,
Cardinals.
maybe the Colts, maybe the Colts and Cardinals swap. Who knows?
I don't know. And then this whole thing's just gotten stupid, you know?
Look,
we could have lost one more game, Jeff, Saturday. That game, his first game, that's a game we should have lost, and we'd have the #1 pick.
Look,
or
if
at
you
least
would-
the number 2.
If you would have lost that game against the Texans earlier in the season, then it would have been the same thing. So really,
We
you could blame,
scrub that damn tie off of there. That would have helped.
you could blame Jeff Saturday. You could blame the guy that just stole your pick from.
Though if it makes you feel any better, the updated tankathon.com mock draft has the Colts taking Anthony Richardson at 4.
Yeah. All right. I mean, if that's what we're gonna do, I'm not upset about that, but doesn't mean I'm right, you know. But I'll tell you, the Bears, they are just having one of the best off-season setups I've ever seen. They are just overflowing with picks. They could screw up half their draft and we'd still give them an A+ after it was all said and done.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're going to have to wait and see what happens here.
Yeah, they've got Justin Fields and they've committed to him by doing this. That means, they're riding and dying with Justin Fields. Not so much you, DJ Moore. But wait, DJ Moore. Well, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. DJ Moore went to the Bears. That's right. So is DJ Moore going to be a difference maker over there?
He'll help. I mean, when you look at the
did
guys,
you see the Bears last year?
You see the guys catching passes. I mean, outside of Cole Kmet, the tight end. I mean, you couldn't name anybody in that wide receiver room. It was sad. I mean, all the people that were killing Justin Fields about he's not accurate and look at how bad he is. I mean, there were some throws I saw Justin Fields make. They're just beautiful, high-level NFL throws that hit human beings in their hands, and they didn't catch it.
Hands, helmets, back of the head.
I mean, just straight up, just didn't catch the football. They are trying to help Justin Fields. If after all of this, Justin Fields doesn't pan out, well, then you move on. But they're not going to give him any excuses. They're going to surround him with talent. They're going to build a line in front of him. They're going to give him weapons and hopefully a defense as well.
I have good news for you, Randy. Good news.
Good news for me.
The Cardinals have re-signed Greg Dortch.
Well, that is good news. Yeah, that is good news. I like Greg Dortch.
He's all right. He had 52 catches for 467 yards, a couple touchdowns last season, averaged 19.8 yards on 11 kickoff returns and stuff. I mean, so he ain't bad.
Well, he got injured. Remember, he had that knee injury. So we'll have to wait and see how he recovers.
And actually, that's pretty good for a guy that was not a number one receiver that, even when he was the most healthy receiver, George still got stuck in the slot and told to play that. He did pretty well given the circumstances he himself was put in.
I can't say his name any other way. George. That's just when I see the name and I hear the name. That's all.
It reminds me. It reminds me of that former ASU basketball player. What was his name?
Dortch.
No, it wasn't Dortch. What was his name? I can't think of it. I know the fourth dimension's going to help me out here. He's in the NBA now. Oh, damn.
Harden?
But it was like not Harden. No. It was another name like Dortch. And it's on the tip of my my pointy little head here.
Well,
I can't think of it.
The Dortch, I don't know what his money is, but yes, he is now officially an Arizona Cardinal. The Cardinals are working with DJ Humphries to restructure his contract. GM Monty Awesomefart is going to have some more cap space now, which is good as they try to do some things here.
Well,
but they were able to free up $5.3 million in cap space by restructuring DJ Humphries' contract.
So that's originally, I think I was looking last week, they had something like $17 million in the cap space. With Rodney Hudson retiring and restructuring his contract to do that, they picked up some more.
But wait, there's more. $12 million saved by cutting Robbie Anderson, which just happened.
So all of a sudden, the Cardinals look to have a lot of cap space, and they have the number 3 pick. And I'm with Ralph. I think the Cardinals don't go at number 3. I think they trade that for other draft assets, and they move back and they start picking up offensive linemen. They pick up some second-round guys that can really help this team out. Look, I mean, everything is looking up for the Cardinals, except when you look at the quarterback. I mean,
Blissel Hayes says if Justin Fields was so good, the Bears would have won more than 3 games, for Christ's sake. They need to draft a franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. You can't have a quarterback be a second-year guy with that roster and expect him to win games.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, he was the entire offense. I don't know if you remember that episode of Fresh Prince where they had the Bel Air Academy offense and the offense was just pass the ball to Will. That was the Bears offense. You were winning 3 games in the NFL if you just say to your quarterback, all right, dude, figure it out. Like there's no, where was the talent? Where was it? Where was the running game? Where was the offensive line? Where was the edge rushing on the defensive side of the ball? The secondary
stunk. That flashback. when you yelled yell that again. Where's the talent?
Where's the talent?
God, it's just like my meeting when I asked for a raise from Radio Run the other day.
Oh, no.
God, that stung. That stung. Please don't say that anymore.
You too?
Ouch. Lost Toby says, breaking news, Cardinals have released Marcus Golden. Is that real?
I haven't seen it. Maybe.
Big George says, Bill Walton says the craziest things on the air. He was arguing with Dave Pasch about how the conference champion should have 6 teams in the tournament, including Washington State. He thought Utah should be in too. Dave Pasch was like, well, what the hell are you smoking? Oh, wait, it's you, Bill Walton.
The guy with the giant Grateful Dead t-shirt. I can't imagine that he came on the air and was completely clear of mind.
I saw somebody caught a shot that the back of his phone says Bill Walton. And it's like, you don't even need to put the label on because the phone skin is like the Grateful Dead. It's a Grateful Dead skin.
Yeah, it looks like Cardinals have released Marcus Golden. I don't like that move, but what are you going to do?
Wonder what they're clearing all that space for. State Street Brat says it's Dort. What's
Dort.
Yeah, Lou Dort. Okay, gotcha.
Lou Dort.
I didn't know he played at ASU.
I thought it was Dortch.
No, Lou Dort played at ASU.
But Randy was saying he has a similar name to Greg Dortch.
Yeah, he's missing a C and an H, but okay. Kyle G says Pittsburgh or Washington should be prime candidates to try trade up with the Cardinals. No,
Washington's not. No, Washington is not a prime candidate to do that at all. Washington needs all their picks, and to trade from 16 to 3 would be the most insane thing that they could do. And not in Ron Rivera's tenure. No.
What about Pittsburgh though?
No, they drafted Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, are they sold on that guy?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if they're sold on him, but you're not going to trade up. And this is the same thing I was saying before. If you have a guy and you drafted him to be your franchise guy, you use your draft picks to build around him. And if it doesn't work out, then you move on. But after 1 year, you're not going to use your draft assets to then have 2 guys playing the same position without the supporting talent around him. It's just, you wouldn't do that.
Quiet Cannon, I think, mistakes us for someone else. He says, I hope the Blender team has time to discuss the projected top 4 number 1 seeds in the NCAA basketball tournament. That would be interesting to hear your guys' perspective. Would it? Yeah.
Why? They're going to literally tell us on Sunday.
Yeah. And then 1/3 of us actually, has credible thought processes on this,
And
it's Randy White.
And I've got depends.
Yeah. Blissful Hayes says, who sucks worse, Kyler Murray or Justin Fields? At least Fields cares and plays. Justin Fields is a perfectly fine quarterback, I think.
I don't think either guy sucks.
Well, that's where you and I part ways. D-Hop is next, says Lost Toby. D-Hop's going to get traded. Oh, wait, is he a free agent or trade? He's got a year
contract.
Left.
He's got a
yeah. So he's going to get traded, and that's all right, I guess. It's bad for the Cardinals because that was the only guy that Kyler Murray seemed to be consistent with, and that's because D-Hop can be consistent with anybody.
They are clearly rebuilding around the quarterback right now with just some of the moves that they're making to clear up space. And that makes sense when you hire a new head coach and he brings in his new staff. Then you're going to want players that fit what that coach wants to do. So they're going to move on from certain people, and they're not attached to any of these guys. Like we're attached to D-Hop. We've been watching him and we like him, but they're not attached to him. So it's not going to be anything for them to say, you know what, it makes more sense to try and get something back in return for the guy.
Prediction: when Hopkins is gone, Kyler Murray's numbers are going to.
I don't know. I don't
be afraid, Randy. I know those sound effects were very realistic that I just did.
Yeah.
A bomb has not been dropped near your house. You're okay.
It scared the hell out of me. I was looking
sorry
out the
about
window.
that. I saw the look on your face.
Yeah.
I'll see. Well, we'll see what this new offensive coordinator, because I think that's actually the biggest indicator of what Kyler Murray's numbers are going to do. Because I thought Cliff Kingsbury was the biggest problem with the team.
Damn, says CK. Damn, fellas. 1580 signal and 95.9 signal sounds strong and cleaner than Randy's Depends. Well, 95.9 in the East Valley. Yeah, as long as you're in a certain area, it should be good. But 1580 should be good everywhere.
Yeah.
So How them Depends holding up? Well, other than by tape.
May have to go to the restroom.
Well, that's the whole point. You're not supposed to have to go. You're supposed to be able to just sit there. Did you make poo-poo in your panty?
Yeah.
You poo-poo in your panty?
I made poo-poo in my Depends.
Yeah, we were just trying to test out the other part of that. But yeah, you should probably go take a break. And we'll take a break. We have another hour and 40 minutes of this nonsense. That's right. That'll teach us. More about the football when we come back. Yes, we shall talk some NFL football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you have an IRA or 401k, please listen closely. My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. Throughout my career, let's just say I've been in some hairy situations. And I believe right now, the biggest threat facing Americans is they need to protect their wealth, which is exactly what I'm doing for my wife and 6 kids. And I believe the ultimate safe haven is physical gold and silver. You can protect your hard-earned retirement assets with a tax-free loophole that allows you to convert your retirement into physical gold and silver. The folks I use are Advantage Gold, and believe me, I've investigated the heck out of all types of people. Advantage Gold is the nation's highest rated gold company. They have the best process, pricing, and service. If you want to get your free gold and silver investment kit, please contact Advantage Gold right now, and you'll see how easy it is to protect yourself with precious metals. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer, Michelle.
As an entrepreneur, every day is different. My phone bill from Cricket, on the other hand, always stays the same. Without surprises, hidden fees, or annual contracts, I can work worry-free.
That's Michelle, everybody, doing business like a boss. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. See cricketwireless.com for details.
The Renaissance Festival is back!
Huzzah! Weekends now through April 2nd.
Great shopping, a giant crafts market. Your favorite shows.
Be ready to have a great time and don't be afraid to participate.
Huzzah! Just night.
Huzzah!
Silly fun for the entire family.
Happiness reigns at the Renaissance Festival.
Lots of new shows. Non-stop feasting. Leave your cares behind. It's fun and affordable.
You will adore the Renaissance Festival.
The Renaissance Festival is back.
Huzzah! Weekends now through April 2nd. Discount tickets available at Bashes at Food City or online at arizona.redfestinfo.com.
Presented by Delta Airlines,
Bashes, Food City,
Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
That's arizona.renfest.com.
Delta Airlines is the official airline of the Arizona Renaissance Festival, a proud sponsor of the Royal Fair. Huzzah!
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
and K2.2 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour. Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Depends Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. It's always the Harmon Solar Studios, but the text line, as you know, sometimes we get sponsors. Well, we have a one-day sponsor for a special experiment where Randy is wearing Depends. Just to show that even sometimes, and you have to work a little bit late because Radio Ron's making us go till 6:40. That you can get there with Depends. So Randy, I don't want to hear about any deuces. Okay, let's just focus clearly on the numero uno part of these things.
Yeah.
So right now, how are these Depends working out for you in that situation?
Well, as you know, just because I'm older doesn't mean I can't still peel away the porcelain in a good toilet. With my stream. My stream has some pressure behind it, and unfortunately,
cut a diamond.
I did cut a hole in the Depends.
Oh no!
So I had to go change during the break.
Okay, Randy, this is not helping because we're trying to get money out of these guys as sponsors. Now you've just said that that they're weak enough to pee through. So
it's my stream. It's not your stream. It's not but like I just said, I could drill a hole in granite with my stream.
You just double up or something?
Yeah, well, okay.
We're trying to make some money on this.
I've already done that. I doubled up. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but we're not going to get a dime out of this, and you'll warn these for nothing. I should have probably warned them.
There's still time to change.
Yeah, you're good. 888-368-1580. Nurse Scratchit says, hey, 1580 is sounding great. Hashtag Blender Bender.
Well, thank you.
Good to hear, Nurse Scratchit. What part of town are you in? Because as we mentioned earlier on in the program, the 1580 AM signal has finally been upgraded. It's in a better address. It's on better equipment. It should be sounding amazing right now. Well, except for this nonsense. But the signal itself should
be loud and strong. Yeah.
Yes. So if you're listening to 1580 AM, let us know what part of town you're in, and let us know if you can hear a difference. Now, if you've always been nearby that transmitter, maybe you won't know the difference. But Nurse Scratchit, she says in the West Valley, she does notice the difference. So thanks for that, Nurse Scratchit. Randy's chuckle says, so what? Randy's gone commando now? Oh, great.
No, I had to double up.
Yeah, got to maybe triple up if you got it. Okay.
Well, listen, the Depends a quality product, maybe a little sweaty. I had to put some powder down in there. Yeah, but for what they are, 1 thumbs up.
That's not that's not helping us make money.
Good. 2 thumbs up. There you go.
Wait, say that again.
2 thumbs up.
All right, Keon, edit that later for me, which is the whole thing about just we got to get some. Yeah. Blissful Hayes says Hopkins didn't want to practice, so Rich Gannon told him to hit the door, Jack.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
He says to make up for all the time you guys have had off, Blender should be on from 3 to 6:42 p.m. for the next 5 years. Why don't you mind your own damn business, Blissful Hayes? Why don't you just go mind your own damn business? King Kenton says, Rando, it's 5 o'clock on a Friday night. Should I start drinking?
Well, I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do, but hell yes.
Well, yeah, you should. Kiss the Cook says, Randy, how are them Depends holding up while we Oh, he says, them nuts. What? Big George says, wait, now there's 2 different websites being stated in the Renaissance Festival commercials. You spend way too much time worrying about commercials, Big George.
You listen to the commercials more than we listen to the commercials.
Well, thank God somebody does. Hook'em Hottie says, could you stop talking about streams? I'm stuck in traffic and I don't have Depends on. I'm trying to make my... I just ate some peanut M&Ms, so now my mouth... Do we have some water sound effects?
No, I don't think we do. I mean, there's the beer. Then there's the, there's.
Why are we doing this? Why is this happening?
Here, just keep pouring shots. That'll do it. Now we have 0 listeners in Texas. Quiet Cannon says signals coming loud and clear in South Scottsdale. Nurse Scratchit says, Randy, pull-ups or side tape? Depends. Which one are you rocking?
They're the pull-up ones.
Side tapes are what you put on somebody that maybe is in a bed and you're having to help. The pull-ups are something that a man wears, and that's Randy White.
Yeah, that's me.
CK says McDowell and Power Road 1580 clean and crisp. There you go, CK. Thank you, sir. Kiss the Cook says, what's stronger, Randy's stream or the new 1580 broadcast signal? Probably Randy's stream from what it sounds like.
Yeah, well, I mean, Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Random texture says, stop talking about streams. How about a round of row, row, row your boat gently down the stream? No, CK, I'm not reading that. he can keep pairing shots. We're not doing that. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I'm in Scottsdale right now, coming in loud and clear. It's a Big 10-4 on 1580. Thank you. Oh, that's good. Turn that up. Turn that up loud.
This is evil.
Turn it up even louder. Come on, Ken, turn it up.
I mean, I don't have control over this. I'm not turning anything up. It's all Randy.
Hook'em Hottie's never going to make it.
I remember when we used to stop pouring all those shots to prevent this very thing. I'm a little confused as to why we're now doing it. I don't know, because
it makes me giggle.
Okay.
She says I got to change the station now. All right, stop. Go ahead and cut off.
we need all the listeners we can get.
Yeah. All right, fine. You win, Hook'em Hottie. It's probably too late. Heavy Metal Maniac says, if you guys want to leave at your regular scheduled time today, I can come on in and fill in for you for about a half hour. And I'll shut down all them KD haters. No, we're good. We're going to talk to Michael Potter from GCU at 6:00 for a couple minutes there to just kind of see how things are going with the Mighty Lopes and stuff. So, yeah, well, we'll be fine. And we got you guys. Random Texter says, by the way, Jeffrey, I'm all the way over at the 303 and the 10, and 1580 is coming through clearer than I've ever heard it before.
Hey, there you go. That's good news.
That is good news. And he's been listening since before. Remember, we were at that other transmitter site, and this was sort of the thing that started everything. If we went up to the full 50,000 watts, it would set the building on fire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That is not even an exaggeration. That's is the
fact.
truth.
Yeah.
And that is now why we've gotten to this place. Eye Candy says, Jeffrey, the 1580 signal is strong and clear here in the Queen Creek area. Nice job. You no longer sound like you're underwater. Well, thanks, Eye Candy. And I also am in Queen Creek, but I can't hear anything right now because I have headphones on. Fish Tank says, Randy, this depends thing is just is that just so you can feel more like a NASCAR driver? Is that what you're doing?
Apparently, I was not asked. This box showed up today via UPS, and I was told, I was instructed that I had to wear these on the air. It was a sponsorship thing. And I originally thought I was getting some sort of talent fee for this, but I mean, apparently
you got all the free Depends in the box.
Mistaken. So
Fish Tank, I'll tell you what, we will talk about some racing because this weekend over at Phoenix Racing, we've got the United Rentals 200 on Saturday and the Ruoff Mortgage 500 on Sunday. All right, Randy. So why don't you talk to us about these races?
Well, first of all, I want to say that NASCAR truck racing is starting to grow in popularity. Last week, they had a 25% increase in viewership on Friday night at the Las Vegas Speedway. And if you get a chance to watch the trucks run, it is a lot of fun. The races are a little shorter. They're usually on a Friday night, and there's a lot of excitement, a lot of fun because these are youngsters in NASCAR. These are the guys that are trying to move up the ladder to get into Xfinity and then on into the Cup cars. So if you get a chance, go out there Friday night. And then Saturday, you've got the Xfinity cars, which has been a lot of fun to watch so far this season. Junior Motorsports, of course, that's Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team. They've been very strong. And it's been good to watch the Xfinity cars. And they're a bit different than Cup cars. First of all, they're less horsepower. And in some cases, different body styles. For example, the Cup cars, they're running the Camry body style for Toyota. In the Xfinity, it's the Supra body style. So that's a lot of fun to see that. And then the Cup cars on Sunday, you can look for anybody really to play first chair. I expect Ryan Blaney. He always seems to qualify well there. He seems to run there, and I expect him to do the same. Probably qualify very well there. Kyle Larson has run there very well. Chase Elliott, of course, out of racing right now, had a snowboarding accident in Utah before the Las Vegas race. So he's not going to be in the car. It's just going to be a lot of fun, I think, watching. What are you doing?
Oh, Hook'em Hottie's still listening. So I think
a lot of fun.
And don't we still
watching these guys run? And And plus, there's been some rule changes with these cars, and the teams are getting much more comfortable with them, which means a lot closer racing, a lot more exciting racing. If you get a chance, you can go out there and enjoy the action. I think there's some pit passes still available. The VIP experience is still available out there, where you get into the shops and you get right up next to the cars. It's really cool out at Phoenix Raceway.
Hook'em Hottie says, guys and girls, Haley Deegan drives a truck.
She does drive a truck. She also is driving an Xfinity car this year. I think it's a Ford Mustang. So she's in 2 series this year, trucks and Xfinity.
I'm going to be nice and not talk about how those trucks don't really look like trucks. They're not trucks.
Well, they look like a single cab truck. Basically, they're the same horsepower.
It's just a car with the back sheared off. If anything, they're like a Subaru Brat.
Maybe.
You remember those things?
El Camino.
Like El Camino or the Ranchero. But yes, so there you go. This weekend, Phoenix Raceway, a bunch of action tonight, tomorrow, the next day. But on the radio station, we'll have the United Rentals 200 at 2 p.m. And then on Sunday, the Ruoff Mortgage 500 at 2 p.m.
Yeah. And by the way, this is not 500 miles. Don't go out there and just think you're going to watch 500 laps of racing on the 1 mile oval. It's 500 kilometers. So there's about
that's like cheating.
312 laps, I believe, around the Phoenix Raceway.
You used to do a thing where my mother-in-law would be sitting in the back seat, right? And I'd look over and she's kind of dozing off, right? And I'd switch the miles per hour to kilometers. So it looks like I was going like 180. And then she'd wake up. I think you're going a little fast. That's just my thing. Beer Bob says, Randy, I'm not familiar with racing. What did you say? Infinity racing? Is that everyone driving an Infinity, or do you say Xfinity?
Xfinity.
Everyone's doing virtual racing on a bunch of on TA, bunch of action tonight, tomorrow, the next day, but the internet?
No, Xfinity is on Saturday, not tonight, Saturday and Sunday. No, that's not true. I didn't say anything like that. I'm sorry. I was speaking too fast. I was trying to get all this in before Jeffrey moves on to something else.
Wait a second. What? Am I famous for just like, yeah, I'm bored, moving on?
Well,
is that a thing?
In 30 years. I mean, there has been a couple of times, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, there's times that I don't do that when I'm interviewing somebody, but like how Jay Leno would already be like not listening to what they're saying and answering the next question. But sometimes topic wise, I'm like, we're done here. So Beer Bob also wanted to know, with the Bears trading their first overall pick to the Panthers, is that going to force the Colts to move up one spot and trade with the Cardinals so they can guarantee they get a top 3 quarterback? You know what? I don't know. I don't know. I think that Keon's right. There's a bunch of people who are going to be ready to start fighting for that number 3 pick, and it may have nothing to do with the quarterback. But if it has nothing to do with the quarterback, then there's no reason to trade up for it.
I think the Bears gave away the top pick way too soon. They could have probably got more the longer they waited. I mean, if they were going to be in communication with the Panthers about this thing, I would have waited. It's March 10th. It's a month away from the draft. It's a month.
My guess, though, also has to do with where the Panthers were coming from at 9. They're just that them having to jump all the way up from that means that they, these teams have their draft charts and what certain picks are valued at. And the Bears just looked at that and went, unless we thought a team below the Panthers was going to jump up and try and make that pick, while they're still interested, while they're still on the hook, let's go ahead and make that move right now.
And there's going to be parts of this that are off the books, and I think it's pretty obvious. Frank Reich is going to need to spoon somebody.
I didn't think about that.
Spooning will be involved.
Yeah. All right.
Blissful Hayes says, why can't Chase Elliott drive with a steering wheel that can control accelerator and brake? Def Leppard drummer continued to play drums after he lost his arm in an accident.
Well, there have been instances of guys racing with broken bones, broken arms, broken wrists. Dale Earnhardt Sr. was famous. He ran a race with a broken arm. He just cut the cast off and got in the damn car and ran. Chase Elliott, though, I don't know how bad the break is, but I know he had surgery, which means probably he had some pins put in. He had substantial damage to the leg. So you have a clutch, you got a brake, and you got a go fast pedal in there. So I don't know which leg he injured. I'm not up to speed on exactly how bad the injury was. I don't think it's that easy to get into a car and race it around. Plus, you're very busy in the cockpit of a NASCAR. It's not like y'all think it's just go straight, turn left, go straight, turn left. No, it's much more than that. There's shifting involved. There's maneuvering the car. You're racing in a pack of other cars that are trying to take you out. You can't just go in there and go straight, turn left, go straight, turn left. It's much more involved in that. And oh, by the way, Kyle Busch, I think he got into a car. And I know Denny Hamlin got into a car with a leg injury, but it wasn't a broken leg. They were still able to use the pedals in the car.
What if they gave him an Xbox controller? A lot of guys do race the cars online on the Xbox controller.
Well, online, but this is not online. This is real life. So
Booger Wolf says, tell Randy to put a pair of Depends on his forehead because he's a butt face.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you, Booger Wolf.
That was
there's a Budweiser for you.
But it's Booger Wolf. They're all unprovoked.
Okay, so somebody from a 760 area code who has been texting in since March 1st, so I know it's not a Sunsbot, it's a real person.
Yeah.
Says, I'm way south of the 202 past Ocotillo, and you are coming in very clear at 1580 The Fanatic. Okay, so who are you? 0960. We need to get you a texture nickname.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You're in the club now, and thank you for that update on our signal. So time to come forward with a nickname. I see you have a 760 area code, so that's Palm Springs area. So are you somebody who used to listen when the show was on over there? Please identify yourself. 960. His last four numbers are 0960. Mr. Wilbur says, Randy, those suspenders with the Depends. That's a nice touch.
Thank you.
CK says, Radio Ron gave his blessing for one time per week. Now give us he just this one time, we're just kind of getting punished. We're getting punished for mocking the morning show by getting all this paid time off.
I feel like I'm getting even more punished.
And I feel like our next contracts are going to be probably different. So, all right, we got to take a break. When we come back, let's talk about all this NFL stuff that's going on, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
With Selection Sunday coming up this weekend, the Houston Cougars are the betting favorite to win the 2023 Men's National Championship. The Cougars plus 550 to not only win the title, but win in their hometown, as the Final Four will be at Energy Stadium. Alabama, the top team in the SEC, plus 750 to win the national title. Kansas, last year's winner, plus 850 to repeat. Purdue with 7-4 center David Eddy, plus 1,000. Arizona and UCLA, both out of the Pac-12, both 1,500 to claim the national title. And UConn out of the Big East, plus 1,600. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-306-8158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-306-8158. That's 800-306-8158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-306-8158. Again, 800-306-8158.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. or online, lundmortgage.com.
1580 The Fanatic is your home for college basketball action.
Saturday morning, it's game 1 of the SEC tournament semifinal game. See who represents the SEC in the Big Dance. Saturday morning at 10:45.
Listen to all the action live from premier games and conference showdowns, high-paced action, last-minute buzzer beaters, and all the drama that is college basketball, all in one place. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Let's clear up the text line here, and we will just start talking nothing but NFL football. Beer Bob thinks that 0960 has to be John Bloom's new phone number. I think he means Jeff Bloom. Yeah, but Jeff Bloom is still, well, we wouldn't allow him to come to Phoenix. So, yeah, he's still in Palm Springs. Whistling Gerbil says, I lose you guys driving home at about Happy Valley and the I-17. Well, how far north is that? You probably should still get us there, man. I got a new vehicle that I drive, and I'm really disappointed in the antenna. It's a newer vehicle there, right? But it's got that, how they have the antennas that are just the lines in the back window. And the FM signals aren't quite as good as they used to be for me, but the AM is a great AM radio in that thing. So I'm happy about that. So I can't wait to hear how good 1580 sounds now that the upgrades are finally switched on. But I'm wondering, is there a thing where you can attach like some sort of something to boost the FM signal on the antennas that are in the window? You know what I'm talking about?
Boy, I didn't know about that.
Looks like a defroster, or
yeah,
I guess
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't know anything you can add to that would help it.
I'm going to look because this has nothing even to do with 1580 or 99.3 FM or anything like that. I get those in just fine, but some other stations I've noticed in this new vehicle is just like, this radio ain't as good as the last one I had. So I just want to see if I can boost my antenna. I like having a physical antenna. You know what I'm saying? I like having the physical thing, not just some weirdness where it's like, hey, if I'm driving away from you, I can hear you. That just doesn't seem right, Anyway, I just was wondering if you guys knew.
No.
Kiss the Cook, you texted that earlier, and believe it or not, we read it. I'm not reading that again. Wilmer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I've waited long enough. Sooner softball, number 1. Okay, I'm stopping you right there. Should I just let him have this?
Might as well. I mean, he's been good. He's been good.
Softball.
He's been good.
All right. Sooner softball, number 1 again. They're destroying teams. Perfect game. Couple of no-hitters on man. What? A couple of no-hitters.com on man. Boomer beer me. You should boomer cut your ass off, because what the hell that mean? Well, congratulations that your girls softball team is doing well. Thumbs up. All right. So free agency is supposed to officially start Monday, right?
Yes. Oh,
And
is it Monday? No. It's the 15th, isn't it?
Yeah, so the Wednesday.
Well, it's Wednesday at 4 p.m.
The tampering period begins Monday.
Right. Then if you're allowing it, then free agency starts Monday. So you can start doing
yes,
jibber jabber, and then you can't officially do anything until 4 p.m.
You can't
on
sign
Monday.
anything until Wednesday. You can't sign any contract.
But evidently, you can give up your first pick and get a bunch of damn picks.
You're not going to be like that, are you?
Well,
Are you really?
we're talking about free agents, though. That's a different. Yeah, you can.
I know,
trade.
Keon. I'm
Okay.
just not happy that the Bears gave up that number one pick. I thought I was going to have it.
I don't know why you thought you were going to have it. I mean,
Why wouldn't I think that? Everybody's been talking about that for like a month. The Colts are poised to move up and take the first pick and get their quarterback. Every single, it's not just me because I'm a Colts fan. I know this is a Cardinals state. It's not just me talking about it. It's on the ESPN. It's on the CBS. It's on the everything. And Colts this, Colts that. I start listening to it. I start getting, CBS. Yeah.
Okay.
And I start getting excited about it. Like, well, I don't know if we need to, but damn it, we're gonna. And I start going, oh, yeah. And then here comes friggin' Frank Reich. Isn't it bad enough what you did to us with these aged old ass quarterbacks you threw at us? Isn't it enough? And now you've stolen from us, Frank Reich.
Yes, but one good thing has come out of this. He's learned his lesson about old aged quarterbacks. He's going in for some new blood.
I don't think he had anything to do with it. He's got a smarter GM, I guess.
Young blood, baby.
Boomer Sooner says, I said, come on, man. Well, you typed .com on man. So I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not getting excited. He says, just get excited. No, I'm not going to get excited. You can be excited for everyone because nobody cares. Nobody cares. So anyways, what were we talking about? Right. Free agency.
You're right to the number one pick that got stolen from underneath your nose.
So it wasn't stolen because I mean the Bears didn't just answer the first phone call they got. When the Panthers call and say we like to go up to number one, I guarantee you Ryan Poles put him on hold, called up Chris Ballard and said, hey, they're coming for this number one pick. Would you like it too? Because if you offer a little bit more, also your pick is a little bit higher. You know, we can make some moves here, and the Colts did not make the move.
So, yes, Poles is looking like a genius right now. I get it, and that was great for the Bears. My hat's off to the Bears, but gotta know, Ryan Poles, was he there when they drafted Trubisky?
No.
Nobody in the building right now is there when they.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So that's probably for. Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
See, I still think I would have waited. I would have gone. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you sharpen your pencil? You come back. We'll talk again.
The problem is if somebody fills a need in free agency, if somebody works out some other deal, all of a sudden your asking price. I actually think this is kind of the right move because you're doing it before free agency, before people are rushing out. And am I going to get Aaron Rodgers? Who am I getting? But before you even worry about all of that stuff, you've gotten the teams that are not sure where they're going to land, and they're all bidding. I mean, it's not like I said, he didn't just pick up the first phone call. They're all bidding against each other. And at some point they're going to reach a number they're not going higher than, and you make the move. Because the only other thing that can happen after that is it goes down.
But the way I look at it is I'm holding the ace card. I have the number one overall pick. I can pick from anybody in the market. The water it's not even choppy. It's glassy smooth. It's like going out the first day in the first light in the morning to go fishing, you know, and the lake is glassy smooth. You know what I'm saying? I can do whatever I want. And for me to take a month away and not make these guys sweat a little bit, to quote Kevin Hart, put a little boom boom in my chest, to make these guys work a little harder, I have the number one overall pick.
Well, that's the thing is you have the number one overall pick, but it's valuable. But if people start getting the sense that you're jerking them around, that and they feel like, okay, I can get my needs filled somewhere else. I can try in free agency.
Yeah, I understand
you know what?
that.
They
Keon,
they
but
start waiting around and start
I'm
thinking,
not-
you know what? The quarterback class next year seems a little better.
Well, then go ahead. Go ahead. We'll
I-
see if you have this opportunity next year. So long. We bid farewell. I will see you soon. Nanu. You know what I mean?
But
And I hang the phone up because I have what everybody else wants. I have the
You do
number
now.
one overall pick.
You now have a pick that everybody wants. The only available upper pick. The Cardinals have number 3. So, yeah, Awesome Fart is about to answer a whole lot of phone calls, and I bet he gets offered a whole lot of stuff for your team.
If I'm Monty, I'm waiting at least 2 weeks. At least. Because you're a month out from the trade or from the draft.
I'm not putting a timetable on it so much as you make the move when you think these offers have peaked and when they reach a value that you like. And for the Bears, having more picks is more important than having the number one pick.
Oh,
So when we think, all right, we've reached about as high as this is going to go. If we ask for any more than this, if we wait any longer, we're not going to be able to ask for this again. If the Panthers decide, you know what, we're entering the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. We're not going to be able to do this a second time around.
I mean,
also makes sense for the Bears because from to the point, now they know where all their picks are. They're not going to be like, well, but if we do this and this and this and that, now they know exactly where stuff is, and they can put it together a near damn concrete plan to get the guys they want with the picks they just got. Instead of at the last minute, not sure, are we going to get this one? I don't know. Are we going to get this one? Now they know for sure.
I get what you guys are saying. I understand. I just think they caved in a little too soon. And by the way, to respond to the Aaron Rodgers say, you know what? If the Panthers think they can get Aaron Rodgers, go ahead. I have my pick of all of these players.
Wait, what are the Panthers trying to get? No, the Panthers have.
Keon was saying, well,
I was
maybe
saying
the
as a
Panthers say,
hypothetical,
all right,
they trade it back
on the
for-
Aaron Rodgers thing. You know,
to the Packers. Packers got Love.
They're not going to trade the pick now. I mean, they
I'm
have
just-
the first pick.
I'm just saying. I
But-
mean, it just seemed like they pulled the trigger. I'm not saying it's a bad deal. I'm just saying I feel like it was a little too early. That's all I'm saying.
We got like what, a month and a half now? More?
Yeah,
just about
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, over. I think like 45 days till the draft. Something like
That's
that.
what I mean.
Hook'em Hottie says, I'll even give Sooner props for softball. Otherwise, OU sucks. Radio Ron says, I heard of someone who hooked up a megaphone to their FM radio and then hired a rather short gentleman named Anthony to come explain everything they missed. Would that work? No. I just want a little antenna booster for the FM. Like I said, 99.3 FM comes in great, and 1580 does now too. I'm just wondering if they had those. And hey, if I'm wondering if somebody has the answer, then we all get that. And 99.3, 95.9 FM maybe comes in a little bit better. We all win. So I didn't know if there was one of those little gadgets for sale. Let's see. Kiss the Cook says, sorry, I was texting in during a funeral. Why are you texting in during a funeral, man? And whose funeral?
And how are you listening during the funeral?
Can I tell you, this is not the first time we've had listeners
yeah.
tell us they were at a funeral. One had his phone go off and start playing the Daily Blender on a speaker very loudly in the middle of a funeral. And it kept like 3 times it happened before they threw him out.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
but-
Sir, you're going to have to leave now, sir.
I actually cannot think of a worse show to have go off on your phone during a funeral.
Oh, well, there's some of our competition. That probably worse.
Yeah, but I'm saying in terms of we could have been talking about anything. And so you've got, someone up there trying to give their final respects.
Yeah.
And who knows what nonsense we were saying during that funeral.
Sure, it could have been like this. And mother was a kind and just how far up can you get your finger in your nose, Randy? Randy, how far does that finger go up your nose? Let's see. 1 knuckle, 2 knuckles, 3. Oh my God. I didn't know you had 4 knuckles. That's amazing. Sir.
And then it happened 2 more times. We
Well, that
could have
guy was
said
not very bright.
anything.
You would think after the first time you just turn the volume down. So if
you
it
would
does
think
activate,
so.
it doesn't.
Or
make
just
noise.
turn it off. Just at that point, just turn it off. But no, it happened 2 more times. So we had maybe a finger up your nose joke. We maybe had some joke about somebody who died because honestly, we do that a lot. It could have been anything.
Or depends.
By the way, there's
Or
only
it
3
depends.
knuckles.
Yeah.
Only 3 knuckles on your finger. There's this knuckle 1, this knuckle 2, and then this knuckle here 3. There's no
Yeah.
4 knuckles.
No.
So anybody who says they went 4 knuckles deep, they're a damn liar.
Yeah.
Unless you consider the wrist a knuckle.
Well,
but no,
if
you
you
don't.
ask Jameis Winston, the wrist is the knuckle of the whole hand.
That is a Jameis Winston kind of line. Blissful Hayes says, did Keon just call the blender the worst show? I believe we do have him on tape with that.
To listen to during a funeral. Yeah. No,
that's going to go right into his personal file.
That's going to be problematic.
Yeah, probably just mark that and edit that, Randy. Lost Toby says the Colts are going to get Jimmy G. Shut up. Mr. Pringle says, so now instead of screwing up 1 pick, the Bears can screw up a multiple of picks. Insane.
Yeah, it was the old regime now. Come on.
I mean, that was fair before, but Ryan Poles, he's got 2 things going for him. 1, a whole lot of picks. Even if he gets half wrong, he looks like a genius. 2, epic beard. Randy's Chuckle says Cards should have thrown their number 1 pick back into the pond. I don't know why you'd say that. And why would you say I heard the Colts are thinking about Terry Bradshaw? Frank Reich's not there to make that suggestion anymore, Randy. It's Chuckle. Kiss the Cook says, yeah, the pastor was being a little long-winded here at the funeral and on a heater. I had to do something to not be bored. I mean, the person's dead. Hey, he doesn't have a freaking care in the world, that guy. So, doesn't matter what I do.
That's one way of thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, hey, everybody, don't forget to not change your clocks at 2 a.m. on Sunday. Oh, yeah. We're not changing our clocks, but all the stuff you watch is now an hour earlier.
I'll take that. I'll take it.
And rumor has it, they're making another run at the Sunshine Protection Act where we could just stay, all of us, at the same time, and you never have to calculate that again. I don't have to ever change a bunch of damn satellites again. Blissful Hayes says, is it true Philip Rivers is true? No, it's not true. He's not coming back. Mr. Pink Eye says, don't worry, Jeffrey. Colts can trade first-round pick for Kirk Cousins or Dak Prescott. Also not going to happen. Why does everybody think that heckling me with this stuff is going to get to me? It's just not. It will never get to me. Because whatever it is you guys can imagine, my Colts have done far worse. They're capable of doing far dumber.
And you were on a show with 2 other people whose teams have done even dumber than that.
Yeah, we're all numb. We're all numb to this.
I don't even feel anything anymore.
There ain't nothing you can say to us that reality hasn't already dealt us.
I am just dead inside.
Yeah.
I actually watched.
My soul has left my body long ago in terms of football.
I watched a Washington football team game when I was in high school. Tom Brady, at the height of his powers, just walked into FedEx Field, destroyed him 56-7. And that was like the end for me. I watched just a team just level my team so badly. There were no
excuses. To Keon was sitting next to Keon.
I haven't watched football the same way since.
Yeah.
I haven't watched football the same way since. Like, oh yeah, none of this matters. Just whew.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, hey, rumor is that Andrew Luck's coming back. I'd be okay with that, but it's not happening.
Yeah.
Lost Toby says, sorry, I meant Commandos are getting Jimmy G. Yeah. It actually wouldn't be so bad for him.
I would hate it, but who cares?
Josh Rosen's available for the Colts. Yeah, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, all right, can we talk about real football when we come back? Let's do that. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-704-9936. 800-704-9936. 800-704-9936.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from The Main Event, here to tell you about Access Property Advisors. When I need to buy or sell properties or get them rented out, Access Property Advisors gets me the best sales price or lease terms to make my rental properties profitable. Jason Sellers has an impressive team of professionals at Access Property Advisors, experts in just about anything you can need with real estate. So whether you want to find the home of your dreams, sell your home, or manage your rental property, do what I do and give Access Property Advisors a call at 602-614-5590. That's 602-614-5590 or visit accesspropertyadvisors.com.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer, Michelle.
As an entrepreneur, every day is different. My phone bill from Cricket, on the other hand, always stays the same. Without surprises, hidden fees, or annual contracts, I can work worry-free.
That's Michelle, everybody, doing business like a boss. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Homeowners age 62 and older, now it's time to act. This is Rob Canyon, retirement mortgage specialist and host of the Retire Right with Reverse Rob show on 1510 KFNN. Yes, listing prices are down, but home values still remain at very high levels. Don't wait to learn more about the new and improved home equity conversion mortgage. This is a safe and proven coordinated strategy in retirement, which will improve your monthly cash flow, lower your tax liabilities, and make your retirement portfolio last longer. Call me today, Reverse Rob, at 602-REVERSE, or on the web at www.reverserob.com.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the 6-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Scotty Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Yes, we're going 1 more hour from now. Exactly 1 more hour from now. You're getting bonus Blender in the 6 o'clock hour up until 6:42. And you guys know why. I have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news here on the Daily Blender. This could change everything. The Panthers have already got the word out now after they traded the Bears for the #1 pick that they are willing to do business and trade backwards. Unbelievable. They're flipping the house, man. They bought the house and they're going to turn around and flip it for more than what the Bears got. What the hell? If you're the Bears, you look back and go, we've been had.
I don't believe them. I don't believe them.
They got word out very quickly, straight from the Panthers to the Charlotte Observer and the Athletic, and they came out and said, yeah, they are now willing to go back. They control the draft. They think they do, and they're not discounting backing up in the draft. They're saying, yes, well, we could recoup some of that compensation and do even better than we had before we moved up. So the Texans are probably, looking at that like, do we talk to them? Do we think about it?
Yeah, I don't know. First off, I think this seems like a very harebrained scheme. Secondly, I feel like it's very convenient that they got the word out to the Charlotte Observer that they were open for business the moment that they moved up in the draft.
Because
and three, in my experience, I don't believe anything any of these people say this
Sure.
time of year. I just don't
Well,
believe it.
Let's talk it
They are
through, though.
it's lying season. This is what
So,
they do.
The Panthers, the only people the Panthers should trade with would be the Texans. Why? You trade with the Texans, you get some more draft capital, maybe not this year, maybe later or whatever, but you still get one of the top two guys. And if you really only wanted number two, you've moved all the way up to position number one. You can trade back and get your number two guy and more stuff. This is actually a genius move by the GM of the Panthers if they are actually planning on trading back. Even if they traded back to the Colts, that's a genius move.
Well, I don't know how genius it is really, because now we know how much the pick costs. And so is anybody willing to do that more than that for the same quarterback you jumped up for? I don't think so. We know how much the pick is worth because you literally set the price. Am I willing to pay more than you? Well, clearly not, because you're the only one that made the move.
So you're the first person that made the move doesn't mean they're the only ones that would make the move. And there's other teams that might look at that and go, ooh, we could do this.
If this was a year with a clear-cut number one guy.
All right, fair
you
enough.
Draft,
Yeah.
like an Andrew Luck. Like the year Andrew Luck came out, the Colts were like, no, we're not giving up the pick. But if anybody wanted to do business around that pick, you'd have a sea of people coming towards you. We don't even know what the Texans want. If you don't know what the Texans want, how can you hold any pick ransom? The Texans are just going to call your bluff.
Here's why. Here's why this works. If you can't trade back and do better, you still have the number one pick and you get your guy. Nothing, no harm, no foul. But they're gonna be on the phone, man. They're gonna be trying to pants anybody who will listen. And I think there is a chance somebody is going to pay that price.
There is due diligence, obviously, just because there are smart GMs in this league and there are stupid GMs in this league. And if you want to see if any of the dumb ones are going to go out there and jump up and take the pick you just jumped up for, but I don't think that anybody's going to take that. I really don't. I don't see anybody making that particular move unless it's they made this move and it turns out the Texans really did want X guy. Like maybe they're putting out on the word, we want CJ Stroud, and then the Texans start sweating bullets because actually they wanted CJ the entire time. Outside of that, I really don't see this working. If this is the plan, like this could be the byproduct of you moving up and just saying, hey, look, we're going to obviously call people, make sure that this pick is something that nobody else really covets. But the Bears called all these people first.
So let me ask you, why would they leak that information? What do they gain by it? Why would they bother just screwing with everybody? I mean, they wouldn't sit there and make sure that people at the Athletic and the Charlotte Observer and some other local writers got the information so they could rush off and tweet this. So this was intentional.
Yeah, yes,
they leaked this
correct.
information. What do they get out of this if they're not willing to deal?
What do they get out of it if they're not willing to deal? Like if really the reality is because teams keep things quiet. And if you want to deal with other teams in the league, you have the phone numbers of these other GMs. Just pick up the phone and tell them we might be willing to deal the pick. Most of the reports we get are from other beat writers saying, oh, yeah, there's so-and-so's willing to deal the pick.
Yeah,
the fact that you ran out to say that means you want a message out there.
Yeah.
And it's not to your fan base or anything like that. It's
to raise the value of the pick.
Correct.
That's why.
But then to me, that seems silly because everybody knows the value of the pick is raised. Everybody knows you're not going to trade it for exactly.
Why are they being silly then? Why are they doing this?
I don't think that they're being silly. I think they're lying.
They're just why? To what end?
I think that there's a smokescreen involved, potentially maybe to try and
smoke screen. They got number one.
Smoke out the Texans and see if you can bait the Texans into something.
So that'd be the only people that you're thinking about is the Texans right now. Of course.
I don't.
And that's the only people I'm thinking about when I say I think they are going to do that. They're going to try.
It's just to me, whenever somebody leaks something in sports media in this way, actually on all media, they're doing it for a reason. They're not just doing it just because there's an intentionality to do it. Because if they wanted to just do it, they would do it. They wouldn't have to tell local reporters this thing. They wanted the local reporters to know this for a very specific reason.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
the reason.
I don't think it's gonna work.
I think the reason would be they tell this, it raises the value, then they go quiet for a couple of weeks because there's time. You go quiet for a couple of weeks and people are sitting there looking at each other, or you release another story saying Panthers officials, it has been reported they are having conversations with some teams about the possibility of trading pick. Then they don't say who. So then the other people are sitting there going, oh crap, we've got to try. And you've raised the value of the pick, because then if you look at it as the Panthers, we wanted to get a certain quarterback. But if we can trade back to 2, maybe even 3, and get more than what we just gave up to get this, and now we have what we wanted plus all that draft capital back. That's why they're doing this.
It's such a long shot of a move.
It's a long game for this sort of thing, but
you made the move for a quarterback.
Win-win. If they can't succeed getting what they want and they're doing this nonsense, they still have the first pick.
You made the move for a quarterback, but you just don't want to lock yourself into that perception just so that you can keep the phones open. Well, that's all that's happening.
And so now you see what I'm saying about the Bears acted too quickly.
Yeah, Blissful Hayes says Bears got duped again. I believe you are correct.
I don't think the Bears got duped. I think the Bears saw the value and saw maybe the value might be peaking and made their move when they thought the value was at its highest. So either the Bears are wrong or the Panthers are wrong. And you can't tell me that the Bears are a dumber organization than the Panthers are. Because I've seen what the Panthers.
That's close.
It's exact. That is my point. So either the Bears are wrong with all of their new regime and new people in, or the Panthers are wrong. And they thought that they could turn around and sell something that everybody could have bought before and then chose not to. If the Panthers really thought that if the Panthers really think rather, they can turn around and sell this and they're wrong, then the Bears come away looking brilliant.
So let's talk about value in another way. The value of OBJ. I don't know why he chose ASU practice field there to do his little training workout.
What?
Yeah, that's where he's at.
I actually didn't see that.
Is he in the dome?
Yeah,
No.
No. He's out in I'm watching this video of him. By the way, his hair color is now Neapolitan. It's a bunch of different colors.
I mean, we were always headed that direction.
Well, so we can, I guess, pick him out on the field when he's the only person running down it shirtless, catching balls with one hand. But I digest. Yeah, he's out there, and it's a workout. It's a training workout just to show everybody, hey guys, look at me. I'm ready to go. You should let me be your wide receiver and pay me lots and lots of money. I'm ready to go for you. Now, we knew the Cowboys were still interested. Jerry Jones was always talking about him, but 12 teams showed up here in Arizona today to take a look at OBJ. And here's who they were. The Panthers, the Giants, the Patriots, the Rams. Well, the Arizona Cardinals live here, so of course they showed up just out of curiosity.
Might as well just send a scout over.
49ers, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Vikings, the Browns, and the Ravens. Jets also had a person. But you didn't hear me say Cowboys, did you?
No.
So Jerry Jones is like, woo, don't worry about it. I already know what we're going to get. You don't even got to take that plane over there. I don't care about that. Let him just go ahead and there. So that was kind of weird. For all the talk, the Cowboys did not show up at Odell Beckham Jr.'s workout. The other thing is, does anybody know how well it went? Now, I see a video of him running down there, catching a ball with one hand, but that just because you see a guy running fast, catching, doesn't give you the whole story. There's going to be stopwatches. There's going to be guys, trying to figure out, okay, what does this mean? How does he really look? The experts can look at a guy and say, oof, he's bad. And you and I sit there and go, hey, he caught the ball. Looks real good. Doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't. And, without knowing what they're looking for, I mean, they'll probably have him go out there and run the full route tree just to see what he's got. You want to see if he can cut still. You want to see if he can accelerate still at the same way that he did before, because it's not
he's
just
no
the
Greg
injury.
Dortch, but
but then who is?
But he also has taken a year off from football as well, on top of being injured. So you're looking for a number of things just to see if the Odell that you're seeing out there is even remotely similar to the guy that we saw play for the Rams and actually be productive.
So another piece of information just came out. It turns out a federal judge has said that the Marriott blatantly violated a court order in the Michael Irvin case. And now they're requiring the company to, of course, remember that video? That's what you have to give them. And they didn't do it. So now there's a penalty. And he says, there's going to be a problem there. So they have to send him that lawyer like right away. And, so yeah, he says, I'm not accustomed to, as a judge, people violating my orders. He's dumbfounded by, the Marriott for doing what they did there. So yeah, this whole thing with Michael Irvin starting to look more and more like everybody jumped the gun on Michael Irvin. Anyways, that just came out. Just thought I'd share it with you. But back to the football. By the way, remember we were talking about the XFL and how bad the ratings were? 571,000 average viewers.
Yes.
Per game in a country with 350 plus million people.
Mm-hmm.
The Combine averaged 219,000 viewers.
Wow.
Just a bunch of guys doing drills.
Yeah. Of course, the best day
spandex.
was on Saturday because that's when people could actually watch. But even that day, only 329,000 people tuned in. I mean,
it's not great for the XFL.
No, it's not
Boy,
great
it's-
for
It's almost
Combine.
like
And this week,
I mean,
only
the
38 people will tune in to watch the XFL.
the thing is, the Combine is only recently popular.
You overestimate, Randy.
But the XFL is, well, it's discount football. I can't imagine why people wouldn't want to watch that.
Huh. Because I told you so. All right, we got more text sitting here on the text line. And yes, we are coming back in the next hour for 40 more minutes of Daily Blender fun at the demand of Radio Ron. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
There's no doubt that Harmon Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-704-9936. 800-704-9936. 800-704-9936.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Is the luck of the Irish on your side? Well, it will be if you go to the Miracle Mile Deli. Hey, everybody, Mark Asher tell you about the MMD. They've got a great St. Patrick's Day special going on once again. St. Patty's Day is Friday, March 17th, but all week long, the 13th to the 18th, their famed corned beef and cabbage platter is just $17.50. Plus, they have tons of other St. Patty Day themed specials you can find at miraclemiledeli.com or stop by 16th Street and Campbell in Phoenix. It's the Miracle Mile Deli.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer, Michelle.
As an entrepreneur, every day is different. My phone bill from Cricket, on the other hand, always stays the same. Without surprises, hidden fees, or annual contracts, I can work worry-free.
That's Michelle, everybody, doing business like a boss. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. See cricketwireless.com for details.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
I don't think Jim Barnett would have recorded the fourth hour.
No, I think you're right. Yeah. And we do it so infrequently. Like
we never. Like
never.
This is the first time ever that we've gone long.
Past
You know?
6 o'clock. I mean, generally the station is so empty by now.
Well, I mean, usually by 3 p.m. Oh, yeah. But listen, hey, we're not going to phone it in like Radio Ron thought we would. Nope.
No.
We're actually going to have some conversations. Can you check on Michael Potter there, Keon? See if he's on the line here. We're going to broadcast up till 6:45. That is when Michael Potter and friends will give you the broadcast of the WAC tournament escapades of GCU. They're taking on Sam Houston tonight. And by the way, Michael Potter, have you seen what a Bearcat looks like? Like an actual Bearcat? Have you Googled it? I can't hear him. If he's talking, I can't hear him.
I don't think that he's connected. I thought that's what you were asking me. I didn't
okay.
realize you were asking me if he was literally right there.
You hit the mixed minus bridge thingy there? Did you hit that? Is he there? Yeah. There he is. Okay, now I can hear the background. Potter, can you hear me? I can hear myself in his headset. So yeah, he's probably out there eating popcorn, kind of wandering around. Even though he said, hey, we should talk to you at the beginning of the show. Okay, fine. Go ahead. Just pull him down. 888-368-1580.
I'm not
What
gonna
did you think was going to happen? What did you think?
I thought we were going to get a text from him saying I'm ready, and then we would be ready.
All right. Well, do me a favor.
I got no text, and I'm the person supposed to push the button.
Take him out of the mixed minus bridge, shoot that man a text and tell him we're ready when he is. All right, fine, whatever. Let's go to the text line because I got a bunch left over from the last hour. And we're still going to talk some NFL football. We just only talked to Potter for a couple minutes about tonight. Gamecock says Colts getting Spencer Rattler when he's #1 pick next year. Go Cox. Okay. Is that what I want, Keon? Do I want Spencer Rattler?
Well, I don't think so.
I think he's being mean, right?
I don't wait. Well, I don't know.
Gamecock is a South Carolina fan. Spencer Rattler is the starting quarterback for the Gamecock.
He likes Spencer Rattler. And to be clear, I'm not out on Spencer Rattler. I just got to see it for another year because that 1 year at Oklahoma that was just dreadful. I mean, was supposed to be top of the draft before the season and actually played his way out of the entire conversation. Then transferred to South Carolina and looked awful to start the season. And then around middle of the season, something clicked. Yep, and he figured it out, and he looked really good. I just got to see it for another season before I'm all back in on Spencer Rattler. So that's a maybe.
No, I don't think it's going to be a problem for me anyway. Kyle G says, you say the Colts have done worse, Jeffrey, but I think they could commit the worst act, trade for Zach Wilson. Ooh, I got a little shiver when I read that.
Yeah.
Good. Don't do that anymore, Kyle. Don't do that.
I think I peed just a little bit.
Woof. Mr. Pink Eye says, at least Colts haven't traded their future for an injured superstar. Okay, stop it, Pink Eye. Stop it. Kevin Durant's fine. Shut up. Mr. Pringle says, I'm telling you, the Bears are a dumber organization than the Panthers. There, I just told you, with a mouth.
2 firsts, 2 seconds, and you got a young receiver.
I'm gonna disagree because this is the team that looked at Sam Darnold and we were like, yeah, we want that. Sam Darnold didn't work out, and they were like, way to fix this problem, Baker Mayfield. I do not agree that the Panthers, they're on the same level to me. I'm not saying that,
I think the Bears got a good haul. I just think they pulled the trigger too soon. I think they probably could have got a little more.
Out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know that that's a guarantee.
And now that the Panthers are in the #1 spot, are they, like you said, Keon, are they blowing smoke here? I think maybe they are. I mean, why else would you blow the trumpet that, hey, we're open for business now. We've got the #1 overall pick. If anyone wants to know.
Maybe they're trolling people. I don't know.
Could be.
Choro says, is Blender-a-thon still going? That's right.
Yeah.
This is as much of a thon as you're going to get out of me.
Did you say thong?
No, thon.
Oh,
Thon.
all right,
Blender
thank you.
thon.
All right, thank you.
Thon, 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 thon.
Cabana says, greetings to the 4th hour. We want more of this, please. No. We're just being punished right now. That's as far as this goes.
We're in Radio Ron's doghouse.
888-368-1580. All right, so let's talk about local guy Brock Purdy. He finally had his surgery. For the longest time, everybody's talking about, oh, Brock Purdy's going to get surgery. Why didn't he get his surgery a long time ago? Turned out the answer to that question was swelling.
Yeah.
He couldn't have got it any earlier than now. So they've had the elbow surgery today. And now we just see what happens. 6 months. So 6 months. Yeah, and I can still hear you, Kim. That's great. I think
he's on the line. I was talking.
They couldn't hear you.
The audience couldn't hear you. Yes, correct.
We don't do this sort of thing very often.
Give me some credit, jeez.
What, is he ready or what?
Yeah, he's ready. He's right there.
Put him on. Michael Potter from the GCU. I think Michael Potter has been a guest on this show more than anybody else ever has because we don't have guests.
That's
but we
true.
like Michael Potter and the Mighty Lopes of Grand Canyon University so much. We try to get him on whenever we can trick him into doing it. Hey, Potter, heck of a ride so far in the WAC tournament, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I appreciate being the #1 guest. That's what I heard, the #1 guest on the blender. And I'm going to put that on my LinkedIn page if that's okay with you guys.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's going to help your job search, but okay.
Okay,
Might hurt you more than help you.
Yeah, good idea. No, it's been fun, man. I mean, look, this is a 5th straight tournament that the Lopes have been able to play in, and it's the 5th time they've been to the semis. So kind of old hat for us. We weren't sure about it this year, but playing really well, and Gabe McLaughlin having a career night last night. So it's a lot of fun up here in Vegas.
Yeah, the stereotypical, you guys got hot at the right time, and you really did.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the last time we had won 4 games straight was the game Javon Blackshear Jr. got hurt in the first quarter against Sam Houston. That's who we're playing tonight. The Lopes have now won 4 straight. And it feels like, you know, early in the year, they were trying to figure out who they were, how new guys like Ray Harrison and Josh Baker, how they fit in, Noah Bauman. And then they just got it figured out. And then Javon goes down. And then they had to figure out, how do you play without, you know, your preseason WAC player of the year, your best player. And then now it feels like, okay, now they got that figured out. They're on a 4-game win streak. And so, yeah, hot at the right time, man.
So Grand Canyon University, as you say, kept having to figure things out. So what has been figured out to get you hot right now? What has been the difference maker? Is it more rebounds? Is it better shooting? What have you seen different during this hot time for the Lopes?
I think it's everybody figuring out their role. And, you know, for so long, it was Javon's team, right? And everybody played off Javon. And then when he went down, they had to figure out whose team was it. And Ray Harrison, our sophomore guard who came over from Presbyterian, he's figured it out. He's a first-team all-WAC selection. Should have been WAC Player of the Year, but they gave it to Quay Grant, who is for Sam Houston. So Ray's got a little chip on his shoulder. Gabe has figured out, hey, he's the #2 guy. He can be the sidekick, and he's got to, you know, score 15 or so a night and get 8 or 9 rebounds. And every once in a while have a night like he had last night. And then Chance, it allows him to step back into that 3-man role. So I think they just kind of figured out who they are and how they can win games together as a team with Ray as their leader.
Well, #5 ranked Grand Canyon University taking on #1 Sam Houston. So tonight in this game, what do you got to do to take these Bearcats out?
Ray's got to have a big game, and they got to be tough and physical. I say typically for us to win, Ray's got to have 25, and we got to hit 8 threes. Now, last night, we didn't need that because Gabe had a career-high 35, and we hit 10 threes. So I think, you know, Ray 25 and 8 threes, and we're the winners in this. Sam Houston, though, they play – I mean, they look like – I'm here right now. They look like a bunch of football players. They play a very tough physical brand of basketball that is still allowed in the state of Texas. So we're not in Texas, which is good. They ref a little differently down there. If the refs let them play like they want to play, it's going to be a dogfight, you know, all game. But if they keep them off Ray on the perimeter, things like that, I like our chances.
All right. So on the other end of things, all right, yes. On the other end of things, if you beat Sam Houston, Who would you rather face, Utah Valley or Southern Utah in the championship?
Well, I mean, they're both great teams. We beat Southern Utah up there. We've only played them once each because of this unbalanced schedule. We beat Southern Utah at their place. We lost to Utah Valley. I personally think Utah Valley is a better team, but I think I'd like to play them just because I like their team. I like the way they play. Mark Madsen is the coach of the year, and maybe in his last year, if Stanford lets go, their coach go. I know they said they were going to keep him, but that would make a lot of sense. So I would like to play Utah Valley. I just like them, like the way they play. And Southern Utah's new to the league. You know, I don't want somebody new to the league to win it. And
right.
Sam Houston's leaving after this year, so I don't want them to win it either.
Well, yeah, no matter what happens, if you move on to the championship, you're playing Mormons. That's just a fact. It's a fact. It's Utah. That's what's going to go down.
Is that your breakdown, Jeffrey? I mean, what do we have analytics against how the Protestants play against the Mormons? Do we have that?
That's all in the chalk, man. I got it going there. I got it sorted. So here's the thing. Let's talk about Sam Houston's mascot for a minute, the Bearcats.
Yes.
Have you ever Googled Bearcat?
No.
Do you know that's an actual animal and it smells, and I'm not making this up, like buttered popcorn? That is a true thing.
You're making that up.
You can Google
this
it. It is
fourth hour
truth.
has gone to your head, Jeffrey. There's no way it smells like buttered popcorn.
Hey, I might be on fumes, but that's science. The actual
Really?
Bearcat.
Oh, yeah.
If you Google a Bearcat, it looks like like a coked out like a koala. Seriously, it doesn't. There's something wrong with it. If you do, Google this
I'm looking
before
at it
the
right
game,
now.
and you'll see it's a bug-eyed looking thing. It's not really a bear or a cat. It's more like a mongoose, but it's called a Bearcat.
Yeah.
So for some reason, Sam Houston is taking this as their mascot. You might want to make sure your wallet is in your front pocket because there's something's going on with Sam Houston.
Can we get Professor Randy White to verify that? He said he was looking at it right now.
I am verifying that right now. It does look
confirmed.
It does look a bit crazy, like a coked out cat or some sort of maybe even like a cross between a rat and a cat. So there you go.
I got to take pride, you guys. I mean, I'm your top guest, and I bring science to the broadcast. We're bringing some intelligence to the broadcast.
We won't let that
you
get out.
usually don't have that, but
No, we don't usually. We don't, and we also don't do math. That's why you're lucky. I know you're fifth place Grand Canyon University taking on number one Sam Houston. I mean those are numbers, and that's not usually what we do.
Hey, I got to tell you, Jeffrey, because you won't say it out loud to these guys, but Keon and Izzy are fantastic. Keon, I mean, keep that guy. Do whatever it takes. Give him a raise. He's awesome.
Why wouldn't I say it out loud to them?
Do you?
I think so.
Oh, he does. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, Jeffrey has told me that I've done a good job, and I do appreciate that.
Jeffrey's grown from when I knew him back in the day.
Oh, are you just still butthurt because I forgot your name? I mean, come on, man. It's 30 years ago. I called him Owen. I think called him Owen or something once, and he was like, "What? I'm Michael." Oh, sorry, man. Sorry.
That's okay. It's a great relationship. I'm glad we got back together, but appreciate you guys. I mean, the Fanatic's been fantastic partner at GCU in all seriousness, and Keon and Izzy do a fantastic job, as do you, Jeffrey. So we appreciate it.
Well, muchas gracias.
What am I, chopped liver?
Nobody
Jeffrey
cares,
does
Randy.
a good job. I don't
You're
do
wearing
anything.
Depends right now.
That's
Nobody cares.
it. I'm out of here. I have to wear these damn Depends all day. That's it. I'm
Well,
out of here.
It's a sponsorship, Randy. You do have to wear them. Anyway, well, Potter, listen, as always, and you do a great job on the broadcast. It's always fun to listen to. Put that together with your partner. Is it Jimmy Coro? Paul? I'm kidding. I know. I'm kidding. In case he's sitting there with the headsets going, what the heck?
Hey, Randy, I'm waiting till we get more listenership when the game starts to give you your shout out.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's coming.
Nice.
How
save,
about that
Michael.
for a dig on the Daily Blender right there?
Nobody knows you're on the fourth hour. That's the only reason your listenership's down.
No, we've been complaining about it the entire time.
Yeah.
Trust me.
That doesn't sound like you guys.
The text line is filled up with people that, wanting to chitter chatter, and we're going to get back to that here.
What are you guys doing?
Give them my love. Thanks, guys, for having us on. We appreciate it. We'll see you in a few.
Go get some popcorn, and we'll get back to you at 6:45 as Grand Canyon University takes on the Sam Houston Bearcats as the WAC tournament continues here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, let's get back to that text line. Some texters are confused. Other texters are enjoying this. Fish Tank says, looks like the phone lines close at 6. Check the gates. No, we're here. I just was talking to Michael Potter for a second. Listeners of this program are not accustomed to people being on the show. Like, well, Ralph comes on and we pummel him, but he's part of the show now. He's not a guest. So nobody's used to this. Swave Dave says, finally made it home. Please pour me a tall anything, Randy.
Dealer's choice.
Wow.
There's just two choices: beer and whiskey. I don't know what is. There's no dealer. It's just whatever he feels like.
I mean, it could have gone whiskey.
Big George says, do you guys realize
table at all? Nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
Right now, we're the only live and local sports show in the state of Arizona. No other sports station has a live and local show in the 6 p.m. hour. Not even the biggest station down the dial.
No kidding.
Maybe you guys should do this more often and get big ratings. We're just really, to be honest, we don't need more ratings. We're so huge. I mean,
I got a new bumper. Here we go. The only live and local afternoon show in the Valley, the Daily Blender. And now, here's Jeffrey O'Brien.
Let's see. Now, Radio Ron is listening, and now careful. He may make us do this every day. I don't want to do it. If we do this every day, I ain't doing the 3 o'clock hour. I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
And then people at 3 o'clock listeners are going to be upset, So, here he is. Radio Ron says, due to unforeseen circumstances, Keon's Rays and Randy not cooperating with the requirements of the Depends sponsorship, we will not be airing the GCU game tonight. Instead, we'll be extending the blender all the way through until further notice.
You're talking about Radio Ron. I've got the britches on right here. I have them on. See, look.
But you haven't done a good plug for it yet.
What are you talking about? Depends. It's all us old guys need.
All right, you need to do a way better job, or else Potter and GCU, they're not going to get to air their game tonight.
Depends. It feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
Well, that doesn't sound right. No, I think take 7. Come on, man, sell this so we can go home.
I'm Randy White, and when I'm incontinent, I like my Depends.
It's just, it's not great.
Depends. It doesn't leak.
Is there enough there to edit yet, Keon? Come on, Randy. We want to go home. Say it like you want to go home.
I want to go home. Please.
Okay, listen. You've got the entire commercial break to sort this out. Okay?
All right.
It's the Depends text line here on the big show. Everybody, just Randy, that's not helping. Just stop moving in your chair. Rico Suave says, what's up, fellas? Long time no hear. Great show as usual. Boy, is he going to be confused.
Wait till he looks at the clock.
Bruno Baller says, I'm sure while the blender is on, Keon will keep us up to date on the Grand Canyon store. You're not helping, Bruno Baller. We're trying to get the hell out of here. Grand Canyon University doesn't want to hear us. They want to hear the game.
I suppose it doesn't make a difference for me either way. I will be here. I have no choice.
I think we have to do all clean humor for the next 15 minutes too. It's a Christian university. Do you see the problem here? All right, Randy, we're going to take a break. When we come back, you better give the plug for Depends of your life so we can all go home. Okay.
Okay.
Wow, this is fantastic. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
If you have an IRA or 401k, please listen closely. My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. Throughout my career, let's just say I've been in some hairy situations. And I believe right now, the biggest threat facing Americans is they need to protect their wealth, which is exactly what I'm doing for my wife and 6 kids. And I believe the ultimate safe haven is physical gold and silver. You can protect your hard-earned retirement assets with a tax-free loophole that allows you to convert your retirement into physical gold and silver. The folks I use are Advantage Gold, and believe me, I've investigated the heck out of all types of people. Advantage Gold is the nation's highest rated gold company. They have the best process, pricing, and service. If you want to get your free gold and silver investment kit, please contact Advantage Gold right now, and you'll see how easy it is to protect yourself with precious metals. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
One trip down Scottsdale Road and it's obvious. Snowbird season is here.
You know what else is on Scottsdale Road? The absolute best restaurant to take your out-of-town friends and family to. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, fire, and fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for a great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection of Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily until 6 p.m. And enjoy outdoor dining on our heated patio. So whether here on a golfing trip, for spring training, or just to enjoy our Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. Take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse for dinnertainment. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer, Michelle.
As an entrepreneur, every day is different. My phone bill from Cricket, on the other hand, always stays the same. Without surprises, hidden fees, or annual contracts, I can work worry-free.
That's Michelle, everybody, doing business like a boss. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer paid for testimonial. See cricketwireless.com for details.
We are ready to duel in the desert.
Is there anything better than the sound of 3 races breathing life into a new NASCAR season? What about if it's at a state-of-the-art facility with stunning views of the Estrella Mountains and a famous, only one of its kind hillside? Well, then you must be talking about Phoenix Raceway. NASCAR weekend at Phoenix Raceway, March 10th through the 12th. Get your tickets now at phoenixraceway.com.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, Randy.
Yep.
It's time to get it right because, the GCU is on the air at 6:45 p.m. right after the Daily Blender here. And of course, today the text line is sponsored by Depends Undergarments. That's right. If you have to be somewhere for a long period of time and maybe you won't get a bathroom break, I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than a nice, comfortable pair of Depends to keep you high and dry throughout the work day.
Sounds
right,
like
Randy?
You should have worn these.
I'm just trying to set you up.
Oh.
Right, Randy?
Right, Jeffrey. It's nothing like wearing a wet bed sheet.
God damn it. We're never going to go home now. We're never going to go home. Come on, Randy. Right
What?
here, right now.
Trying.
Go for it.
Hi, it's Randy White from the Daily Blender. And instead of peeing my pants, I wear Depends.
I hate to tell you this, but the audio was breaking up there a little bit.
Was it?
Yeah. Could you do that one more time, but maybe with a little enthusiasm so we can go home?
I am Randy White. And when I don't want to pee my pants, I wear Depends.
Can you just maybe not say pee my pants? Isn't there a nicer way of putting this?
Hi, it's Randy White here. Urinating the trousers is not an option for me because I wear Depends.
Does that work for you, Q?
That works for me. That we can use that.
Is that a good take?
That is a very usable take. We'll roll with it.
Now we're gonna have to wait and
throw
find
some music
out
under there. We'll make it nice.
If Radio Ron is okay with that, and then we can all go home.
Some sort of acoustic guitar, maybe. That's always nice.
A little something there, yeah.
Running water and some birds chirping.
Well, that's easy. We figure out later. But Radio Ron has to approve that so we can leave at 6:45.
Since I started wearing Depends, I haven't ruined any of my pants.
Oh, that's good stuff. Put that in there too.
Now you like that?
Swave Dave says, Randy, you wear those Depends proud. I had my prostate removed, need them in recovery. Guys, don't forget, get that prostate checked.
Absolutely.
Radio Ron says, it's okay, but it depends. You can't blow the whistle on him. We're trying to go home, Randy.
It wasn't me. That was Keon.
Why are you blowing the whistle on Keon?
Keon's the one that blew the whistle. I didn't blow the whistle.
Doesn't matter. The whistle.
Better take it back, Keon.
I take it back.
Lost Toby says, did I just hear it's a blender telethon? Yeah, except for we're not making any money. 9548 says, oh, I just noticed your names are actually spelled on your YouTube stream. I apologize, Keon. Oh, because he's always spelling your name wrong, whoever this is. By the way, who are you? You don't have a text or nickname, and here it is, says longtime listener.
And my name has been misspelled before. Not having a text or nickname is quite frankly the bigger problem here.
Yeah, 9548. This is your only time in your entire life you can pick your own nickname right here, right now. That awesome thing that you wanted to be called. Let us know if you need some help. Randy White has some good suggestions if you do need help. Big George says, Jeffrey, if you're looking to kill some time, no, I've got stuff. We got plenty of stuff to get through. It's just, we don't want to have to go all night. Radio Ron got mad because Randy's Depends reads weren't very good, and so. But I think now we're out of the woods.
What you talking about? That was gold.
The Tom says, give Professor Randy White respect that is due him. He's a man's man, lover of donuts, a crusader for the working man.
Yeah.
Fighting to get Monday after Super Bowl into a national holiday.
Yeah.
Bringing the blindfold lawn darts championship to Arizona. German beer Stein championship. Fighting to get Hooters to serve breakfast.
Well,
he's a man.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Damn, Tom.
Yeah.
That's all. Every single bit of that is true. And I guess some of this it came up when I wasn't here then. I love the idea of blindfolded lawn darts.
Yes. Yeah. We thought it would be a blender event.
Well, I don't want to be there for that. I don't want to be anywhere near that when it actually happens. But
you're talking about.
Anyway,
we're going to be ringside calling the whole damn thing on the PA system.
Yeah, only if there's like 7 layers of plexiglass.
Oh, don't worry. We've got bulletproof glass in front of us. We're good. Yeah.
We'll be there. Bruno Baller says, hey, Randy, will any of the races be under the lights this weekend?
Well, tonight, your truck race, I believe, will be under the lights. I believe it's a Friday night race.
Yeah. Outside of that, everything else is 2 p.m.
Everything else, yeah. I think 2 p.m. Saturday will be the Xfinity race. And then on Sunday, it's another 1 or 2 p.m. start. Can't remember which.
Rico Suave says, how about blindfolded dating? I'd rather do blindfolded darts than blindfolded dating.
Yeah.
Blissful Hayes says, Randy's Depends ads are radio gold.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Tiger Paws says, if you keep this up, I may need Depends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you do, Randy just sold them to you. So make sure you say, I heard it from Randy White. Then we'll get even more money, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, I wish all 4 Arizona universities would play each other in basketball every year. Just a little preseason round robin where NAU, GCU, ASU, and U of A play each other, for fun, for bragging rights. The 2 big boys can wait to play each other in Pac-12 play, but go have a little bit of fun there. Well, GCU didn't get to play ASU this year, huh?
No, they played the Sun Devils this year.
They did. They did it at the Footprint Center.
Yeah.
Neutral site game.
Yeah.
Did they win?
I don't think so.
No, ASU won. Yeah.
I'm just asking. Another new texter says, good to hear the blender on past 6 p.m. Let's hope this is a regular occurrence. For a new texter, I'm sorry to have to say this, but you mind your own damn business. Why don't you just keep that to yourself, please?
Yeah, we're starting to melt as we speak.
Blissful Hayes says, why is Randy selling used Depends to a listener? No, nobody is selling used Depends. That's illegal and disgusting. Randy, no, you leave them on. We got just a few more minutes. Just leave them on. We Radio Ron thought as a punishment, we would do the show till later. And then he thought further punishment, he would sell the text line to Depends And for us to get the money, Randy had to give a nice testimonial. And so far, he had yet to do that. But we've been told, I think, that over the course of the show, there's enough, a little bit here, a little bit there, to put together where we can do that. So
it's going to be a complete hack job. But by the time we're done, you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah.
You know,
also describes the show.
Yeah. I was just going to say, what a better definition for the blender than hack job.
Fish Tank says, hey, if you guys need some guitar for that Depends commercial, you know who to call. Fish Tank, I think you should put that together. I think that's a great idea.
I do think you're willing to put more effort into this than any of us plan to, but more power to you, man.
9548 says, can I pick the nickname Randy's Depends? We have a Randy's chuckle, but he says, oh, I'm kidding. Oh, man, he thought for a second I was going to copy and paste that thing.
I mean, because you get locked into Randy's Depends and then 3 years later go, you know what? Was this the name I wanted? You're stuck.
If anybody gets locked into my Depends, it's
Dude,
on.
Gross. That's just not even sexy a little bit.
Come
I
on,
don't know why.
Are you kidding me?
The music is actually making it worse.
You just said locked in my Depends. Come on, Keon.
I can't even imagine what is locked in your Depends.
You're taped in.
I don't want to.
Boomer Sooner says, are you guys on because of daylight savings? No. We're on because we're in trouble and we're being punished. Hefty Lefty says, the app is always on after 6 p.m. Well, yeah, the app is always on, period. Bruno Baller says, so instead of the Harman Solar text line, well, it's never been the Harman Solar text line. It's the Harman Solar Studios.
Mm-hmm.
We've had all sorts of different sponsors for the text line, and today Depends is one of them, Bruno Baller. All right, 888-368-1580. Where did it go? Oh, hold on. I've got the I've got it right here. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Here we go. It's time now
yes,
for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1961, Wilt Chamberlain of the Philadelphia Warriors became the first NBA player to score 3,000 points in a season. Chamberlain scored 32 points in a 120-103 loss to the Detroit Pistons to bring his season total to 3,016. Back to me, Jeffrey. I saw a picture in a post today of Wilt Chamberlain when he was, I think, high school or college, and he was running track. And he was full size, this big, lanky, just, my God, he probably only had 4 steps and the 100 meters was over. You know what I mean? This guy was huge, and he had this look at his face, like kind of like Usain Bolt did in that one photograph, you know, where he's like,
where he just knew he was beating everybody.
It was jarring. Look up Wilt Chamberlain running track, and if you see the picture, you'll see what I mean. It was almost like, whoa, my God. I don't know if he was very fast, but it was something to see. Wilt Chamberlain running.
Wilt was a very good track runner. Yeah, he was a very.
Did you ever see him? The pictures will tell you. I mean, you see him kind of moving up and down the court. Basketball running is different than full on arms up like this track running where you're doing this thing. That was a spectacle to say the least. If this guy comes running at you, you know. How would you like to be the guy trying to get a baton from him? Like you're jumping up like this in stride.
You don't have to worry because his long arms. We'll help you out. I mean,
he'll pick you up by the head, hand it to you, and put you down again.
Yeah, I mean, before you even get to the place where you're supposed to hand the baton, his arm is already back by you. I mean, you really don't have to run if you have to hand it off to him.
CK says, fellas, 6 o'clock hour is by far the best 6 o'clock hour I've ever heard. Radio Ron, let's make it twice a week. Shut up, CK.
Oh, man.
Big George says, thanks, Jeffrey, for reading that. You're welcome. I always do, man. I always do. Fish Tank is ready. He says, yeah, man, just give me those sound bites and I'll get that music going. Let's do this thing. All right. We'll do that. 888-368-1510. On the Depends text line.
Oh, yeah.
Did I not say the whole thing?
No, you said 1510.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. See what happens when we work too late? I honestly did not do that on purpose. Hefty Lefty says Wilt Chamberlain was an accomplished high jumper too. Did it the old way, belly over the bar.
Yeah, I would imagine that's actually the first picture that came up for me.
At his height, he could just step over it.
Well, he did have to jump, but when he jumped, he's doing this crazy Superman thing. He is completely flat over the bar. I kind of wish I was alive to see that. Honestly, that is.
Well, see if you can find some video on it. That's got to be something to see there too. The pictures are astounding. There's just one picture where he's running and he's just looking at the camera like that. It's a black and white photograph, and that is something. Blissful Hayes. When did the blender move to 15:10? We would make about as much sense over there as we do here. So why not? We can simulcast.
Why not?
We've been alienating sports fans for 6 years. Yeah, let's go for the financial crowd too. Why not? Makes sense. Let's talk a little bit about the stuff that's happening in the NFL since we've got a few more minutes here. Les Snead has come out and said, hey, the Rams are not going to trade Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, or Aaron Donald. Then I hear the Rams are talking to people about trading Matthew Stafford. I don't know what the truth is right now. What is the latest on whether or not Matthew Stafford is going to continue to be a Los Angeles Ram? And the reason they're not mad at him, it's just all their cap space issues are about to be out of control. They bought their way into that Super Bowl. They earned it. They got it. They got what they wanted, but now the bills are coming due. So what is the truth? Do you know, Keon, are the Rams looking to trade Matthew Stafford, or are they sticking tight with Stafford, Kupp, and Donald?
Well, it depends on how much you trust Michael Lombardi. Michael Lombardi was a former general manager in the NFL. So when it comes to having connections inside of every single team and knowing people, he's up there. And he was on Pat McAfee's show, and he said, look, Stafford's available. So obviously Snead's going to have to say, no, he's not. But there are tons of concerns there. Obviously, the contract is huge, and Les Snead once famously wore a shirt that said F them picks, except, of course, one of the things that you do when you don't have picks is you spend a lot of money, and they have to figure out how to get away from the $63 million that they're going to owe him. And if they're able to trade him, I believe before June 1st, they'll be able to move at least 54 million of it if they can get out from underneath that. And when you add that to the concerns about Matthew Stafford's elbow, which they kept trying to tell us wasn't a problem, but it was the entire season. He just didn't look right. He didn't look like the Matthew Stafford
if it is now, though.
that won the Super Bowl. So if you combine those things, if he was on a smaller contract, it would be an easier risk to go out there with Stafford again. But on a contract of this size, I don't think the Rams want to be trapped. I think they want to be able to maneuver, and that's the biggest thing that's stopping them.
Fish Tank and CK both noticed that you said depends. Well, it depends.
Well, that's all I've been hearing all day.
Depends on how much you trust. Yeah. Okay. Snead.
I mean, the ad's working.
So let me talk to you a sec. I'm glad. I forgot. I don't know where the hell Ralph is today. He was supposed to be on. But I'm kind of glad he's not here because I'm about to say nice things about the Seahawks. They did a good job, I think, with Geno Smith. Geno Smith has done a good job, and they went ahead and gave him a contract. And it turns out it's an incentive-laden contract. And, of course, he says, yeah, well, we got $30 million of incentives as part of this $75 million deal. And he says, you know what? I just believe in my ability. I believe in the guys around me and the coaches, and I think we have a very bright future. Geno Smith seems almost too good to be true. He is saying all the right things, and he's being a good teammate. And he says, yeah, $40 million guaranteed at signing, and then a bunch of incentives to get you the rest of the way. He's a dream. This guy is a dream. And then he says this. They're like, well, even if they do draft somebody, they said, do you think you're going to be a competitor or a mentor? He says both. He says, I love to compete, and I'll compete with anybody. I also want to help them out as much as I can, same as we did with Drew Lock. Our quarterback room is very tight-knit, so we're all connected, and we just act as one, whether it's a young guy or somebody else. I'm going to help that player just like any other player in the team because it's my job as a leader. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
I actually wonder what Geno's career would have looked like if he had not been punched in the face, because that really derailed everything for him. And he never really quite came back the same guy and didn't get a lot of the chances and had a perception around him that probably wasn't fair. Or
he's an evil genius.
Yeah,
maybe
could evil genius where he.
Hey. They wrote him off, but he didn't write back.
Genius.
I don't know. I think
there's more
Gino seems like
in there, from where that came from.
He's playing the long game.
Oh, yeah.
I think some people are going to go missing.
He's playing chess and everyone else is playing checkers.
He sounds like a guy who got a second chance at his career and he's just grateful. And I can't fault him for that. I mean, like sometimes there are things that happen and you think my dream's over. It's dead. And then you get a second
want
chance.
him to do well, but I don't want to root for the Seahawks.
Yeah, I wish he wasn't a Seahawk. I mean, that's how I feel about a lot of people sometimes. Like I genuinely like Dak Prescott. I hate the Dallas Cowboys, but I like Dak. I wish he wasn't a Cowboy. I'd love to root for him. I just can't. And I feel that way about Gino right now.
Gonna feel nice about Gino, but I'm gonna squint. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be like, what is he up to over there? I'm not sure I trust this. So we need to just get rid of tampering as a rule. That the whole thing, because it's all bullcrap, right? Bobby Slowick, when he made these comments, I told you about these comments the other day where he was like, well, yeah, we're making plans. And, well, yeah, Jimmy, he's obviously a part of that process of some of the things we're looking at. Bing, tampering. That counts as tampering under the rules and regulations. Of course, the NFL doesn't give a crap. They're not going to do anything about it. But I'm just saying, let's get rid of the rules and just say, hey, it's open season once the season's over.
And it's pretty hard to enforce it. Once phones could text, how do you stop anybody from doing it? I mean, the coaches don't have to, but if you have a star player who's friends with somebody,
yeah,
hey, why don't you reach out and just see how they feel? I mean, that would be tampering, but how would you even prove it? You can't. It's impossible.
I think it's time to just sort of stop pretending about tampering.
I agree.
And then we have a legal tampering period. Come on.
Yeah. Hefty Lefty says the title of the Rams this season, the 23-24 season, is titled "Win Them Picks F Back." Yeah, that's where you're going to find it. Bruno Baller says my 4 number 1 seeds on Selection Sunday will be Houston, UCLA, Purdue, and Kansas. See, Keon? See how easy that could have been?
I mean, it's easy, but I just don't want to do it.
Well, all right, everybody. We'll see you on Monday. Coming up next, GCU taking on Sam Houston in the WAC tournament. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
One trip down Scottsdale Road, and it's obvious. Snowbird season is here. You know what else is on Scottsdale Road? The absolute best restaurant to take your out-of-town friends and family to. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, fire, and fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for a great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection of Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily until 6 p.m. And enjoy outdoor dining on our heated patio. So whether here on a golfing trip, for spring training, or just to enjoy our Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. Take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse for dinnertainment. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text back to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BACK to 42424. That's back to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com. the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Don't let your kids get fooled by the people they meet on social media. It may start as an innocent conversation, but those strangers are using their relationship to deal drugs to your kids. If you think tiny pills can't do much harm, think again. Fentanyl can end it all. Find resources at talknowaz.com. Don't let your kids get fooled. Talk to them and visit talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Live and local.
Grand Canyon University basketball is on the air. This is the Lopes pregame show. With a preview of tonight's game, the keys to victory, and an interview with the head coach, let's head to the court with Lopes insider Paul Coro and the voice of the Lopes, Michael Potter.
Good evening and welcome to the semifinal matchup. The Lopes have been in it every time they've been up here in Vegas, and this year is no different. The Lopes, the number 5 seed, taking on the number 1 seed, Sam Houston Bearcats. Michael Potter, Paul Coro with you. And Paul, 2 down, 2 to go. That's what Ray